What up, gang? What up, squad? What up, goons? And motherfucking goonettes. And we back. Just got in from work not too long ago. You dig? What up to the gang? What up to all the goons? What up to all the goonettes? Rabbit, what up? You know the vibes. You know how we carry it. I was gonna go live at 11:30 because I thought I was gonna be pushed for time, but I'm only 13 minutes late. You feel me? I was on Black People Time today. Oh, I got a little pimple on my face. What's going on? Oh, alright. But anyway, how was everybody day today? What y'all had going on? I hope y'all was out there staying focused and out the way. Y'all already know my motto. You feel me? But it's late. It's fucking late. You feel me? But I'm about to jump into this to the rest of this Letitia Stout situation. Oh, yo. I got a crazy banger that I think I'm a interrupt Letitia Stout situation after this video. Like once this video fully over, I'm gonna put a pin in Letitia Stout for a second so we can watch this other joint I came across. It's wild as hell. Buddy be tripping out of his mind. But yeah. Wait till y'all hear about that situation. That's gonna be wicked. But I'm about to pop on this Letitia Stout situation. I see y'all when y'all get up in her. Y'all already know what to do. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all like the live. Support the channel. Donate to the Cash App OZ1700. And we about to get it rocking like how we do. I mean, I ain't gonna spend too much time talking tonight, you feel me? But y'all know how we do. Y'all know the vibes. You know what I mean? Y'all know how we carry. We're gonna talk shit in the chat when y'all get in here. But I'm about to press play on this Letitia, the rest of this Letitia style situation. Probably gonna be on here for like a little hour tonight, cause I really gotta get some sleep. Probably an hour 15 at the max. I say 12 o'clock. We should be up off this jump at least by 12:15 tops. If we pushing it 12:30, all right, 12:30 max, all right. But I'm holding up my end of the deal, like I said. 30 lives, 30 days. I'm holding up my end of the situation. We're about to get the we're about to press play on the rest of the Letitia Stout case, and we finna get it bracking all the way bracking. You feel me? So, yeah. All right. So I see y'all when y'all get in here. Pop into the chat. Don't forget to like the live, man. I see y'all in a bit. Hold on. It's time to get into the video. Oh.
That's here. So then what about in Colorado? So, is that different? Well, when we get to Colorado, of course, I start them in school, which would have been in August. Okay? So I start them in school. It was a big help because Gannon is at this point a little bit more mature. He knows he'd stay with us. Because, see, I took him to Alaska and homeschooled him before we got to Colorado. I homeschooled him for those 2 months. And then we transitioned into Colorado. Actually, it wasn't August. I'm sorry.
Yo, get out the clouds. Come down to the chat. Say what's up.
November, December, not of this past time, but of the year before. Yeah, sorry, I didn't remember. So January 2019. Yes, so I homeschooled him 2018, November, Christmas time, because Mom couldn't get him then, for whatever reason. Then we came on to, but I think she ended up getting him, and she flew them back to Colorado for a week or something. She got for a week, maybe. Flew them back to Colorado. So January 2019, we would have started school in Colorado.
Okay.
All right, so get them in school, which Colorado, I mean, I think it was like middle May, they would go to school in Colorado, middle May.
Right.
So February, March, April, okay. So it was pretty simple in the terms of we would do like, he never had homework in Colorado for some reason. So it was always Albert would do like make them write their labs or, make them go do all these things. And then, it was time for them to go to summer.
So what time does he normally get home from school?
Well, around that time he went to another school because this new school wasn't built.
Okay.
So it would have been like 3:45, 4 o'clock maybe, just because it happened to come from across town.
Mm-hmm.
And then come in, let's see.
Fall?
Yeah, so they came back in August. So we went on, Gannon with us on a big cruise in the summer because he didn't want to go home to his mom. Right away, we gave him a choice. You want to go on a family cruise or you want to go, to your mom's house. He said he wanted to go on a cruise. So we all went on a big family cruise, Dominican, and I forgot a couple of places. So it was just me, him, Harley, and Albert. So it was just the 4 of us, Lena didn't go. So we all went on this family cruise and had a great time, whatever. And then, of course, they come here for the summer, and then they get ready to come back for fall. So they come back for fall, and at this point in time, I was working. Albert was doing like the shifts, like 3-2.
You had your teaching job in the fall?
3-2, 3-2. He was like working and all these things.
Okay.
Well, Harley was working, I think, and starting Pikes Peak College. So we were all pretty busy, like, throughout the day. And then in the evening, it was kind of like, come in, grab this. But then I was coaching. So as I was...
What were you coaching?
Softball. So as I was...
At your school?
At the high school. So as I was coaching softball, I probably didn't get home sometimes till like 5:30, maybe sometimes later, just depending on if it was a game or practice or something like that. So honestly, a lot of the help had to come from either Harley doing a lot of it, if Albert was working, or Gannon had to independently, do a lot of it himself.
How did he get home?
Which we were teaching. At this point in time, they were in the new school.
Right.
So the new school, because we lived 1.5 miles out, the new school allowed him to take the bus. If not, they had the rest of the way they had to walk.
Okay.
So coaching was over, probably around, it's weird because they do softball spring, not spring, they do fall here instead of spring. So coaching was over maybe around like October, November. Gannon started having a hard time because he just wanted to go home for Thanksgiving. When I tell you Gannon, he loves his Nana. Like that's his, if it was up to him, he'll just, I'll be at Nana's house all the time because he loves Nana.
Okay.
So he wanted to go because he has 2 little boy cousins. If you know, Gannon has 4 sisters and he doesn't have any brothers. Mm-hmm. So he, in his way, those 2 little boys are his little brothers.
Okay.
So if he goes to Nana's house, he can spend a lot of time with his little cousins. I think his name's Layden or something like that. And then they can all just hang out and do those things. But he didn't get to go for Thanksgiving. Albert had to work. So we I don't really cook. We've always eating out. It was never a good turn. So I just said, hey, listen, we'll go out to dinner. We did all this Thanksgiving. Tried to make it up the best that I could get because I'm not his mom, but he wanted to be there with the family, because it's the holidays and that's what I'm used to. And then of course Christmas came around, and then the same thing kind of happened at Christmas. But then we worked it out, and we figured out a plan to get them home for Christmas so that they would be able to.
So you went to Nana's for Christmas?
Spend time with the family, yeah. Because Mom never had a house. So Albert said it's okay if they go, and then they just have to get Nana's house. And that was our biggest worry. Have you ever been here before today? Okay, so if you look on the boulevard and things like that, there's a lot of hotels, not the best places, and that was where they were staying hopefully, when they would come. And so that was why we were no, it has to be
the house. Yeah. So then is Gannon responsible for taking his own? He has ADHD medicine, right? Does he do that on his own? Do you help him with that?
Most of the time, how it worked is I got all lunchboxes ready, set them on, been in the house with the stove that's in the corner, beside the refrigerator. We would set, the lunchboxes out, snacks, and let them pick. He usually always pick for Lena because He just knew that he could get it. If he beat her up, he could pick the snacks he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he would pick the snacks that he wanted. And I would lay his, if Albert wasn't getting them up, I would lay his ADHD meds, which is Vyvanse, 20 milligrams. I would lay his Vyvanse on the counter. And so
What form of it? Is it just tablet? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would lay it on the counter, and he would know, you know, and come in and take it.
How does he take it? Is it with water? Or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He doesn't even use water half the time.
Okay.
He just
Right.
he's been taking it since he was 5.
Okay.
So
Is there any other that he's on, or no? Like Adderall or anything?
no, I don't know. I think when he was like 5, they like tried one medicine, but once the Vyvanse worked, that was it. Like that was the one.
Any of the other kids on medication?
Mm-mm.
Hardly.
Mm-mm. No, nobody else was on any kind of.
What about you or Al?
I don't know anything other than what I told you
Yeah.
about
Mm-hmm.
the lorazepam. But see, the thing about lorazepam was they might give it to me and I might not get it again for 6 months. And like it might be 30 tablets, but it's only for like panic attacks or things like that. As far as Albert, I know he has the gout, so I know I don't even know what it's called.
Right.
I'm sure it's nothing that has.
But nothing that he could, again, could mix up medications with or whatever in the morning. Take somebody else's meds or anything.
Not that I'm worried. Now there's stuff in the counter from like probably old stuff or like, you know, like Harley had her wisdom teeth taken out. I think Albert did, but I'm pretty sure he might have been smart enough to get rid of that stuff. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But none of us have like any like what you want to call hardcore drugs or
Right.
anything like that. No.
That's why I'm asking you that, because of the bath salts deal that he came up with. You know, that was on the hike day, wasn't
Okay,
it?
so the bath salt thing was totally because they did this drug class at school, which is the same class that my 5th grade did too. And it's where these people came in and they dressed up in like, I say dressed, they were professionals. They are medical professionals.
I don't know why. I try to put it back.
Outfits and all those things. And they let the kids like pretend they were working on like, what do we call those things? You know, like as if they were doing CPR and all that. And
Yeah.
during that time frame, they went over all these different drugs. So they talked about what your life is on crack. They talked about like cocaine, like all these. Like it was very, very like in depth for 5th grade. But at the same time, you got to think it was probably a good thing to kind of talk to kids
So was
about.
Gannon telling you about this? Or did you find out from a teacher? Or how did you find out they had this in-depth conversation?
Well, I knew because they did it at our school first. So they did it at our school first. So it was something, once they found out they did it at our school and they saw like all the pictures, they know that other teachers wanted to know about it. So when the other teachers wanted to know about it, they, you know, went around different schools and then they signed like, I think Albert signed a permission slip or maybe sent an email to the teacher or whatever that it was okay for him to do.
So was Gannon fascinated with the bath salt thing, or how did that conversation happen? Because I know that seemed to be important, you know, during the hike and afterwards. And whatever.
Well, he was like, okay, so Mike apparently would deliver these packages, and we never knew what they were. They were told meat, we were told whatever. We don't know. But Albert would always talk to Gannon about anytime people had anything to do with like, you know, drugs and things of that sort. He would always say like, these are bad people. If you see anything like this, bad things. So Gannon already had like some sort of base foundation about it, you know. And because he had like that sort of base foundation about it, he always had like questions because I think that was the first one. Like
Right.
that was always his main concern, is that he was wanting to know because baby Nova gonna be okay. Nova's right. Baby Nova gonna be okay. And that was like his main concern in that aspect, you know, was wanting to know these things because he was just curious of how like all these things work.
So were you guys on the hike when he brought it up, or where were
He
you?
had already brought it up prior to the hike.
Okay.
He had already said something when he came home after this.
Was it a concern for you? Tell me what he said and how your conversation
I don't,
was.
honestly, sir, I don't remember. I just remember he was telling us about the different things that they were talking about on it. And then I was like, oh, did you guys do
Why
this?
you ain't got your moderator ranks no more?
So it kind of like mimics the same way.
Mhm.
So we did talk about that a lot.
Was that before hike, you said?
Yeah, leading up to it before the hike, there was a lot of talk about it, you know, for a little bit. And then, of course, at the hike, I think we said a few things.
What did he say?
I just remember he was talking to you.
And was it concerning to you?
Like
what he was saying? Like he really wanted to try these things or what?
Like, I didn't think anything about him wanting to try any of it or to...
I didn't take nobody moderated wrench.
I know that he said something about it, and I gave him a back.
I think the live acting
When he
is
said something,
stupid.
what did he say?
He just asked me
Because it's
about
not even letting me
general
give you a moderated wrench back.
Because, to be honest with you, he had already pooped how many times?
So he said that after he pooped on the hike?
He pooped a couple of times on the hike, yeah.
I don't know. I think the live acting is dumb.
That might be like graphic, but
just a little bit to where it's comfortable and whatever.
Right, and so the whole thing about Vessels was just, I think he just wanted to like relax because he ended up taking 2 baths. So I mean,
now, do you, and this, I don't want to be weird, but are you giving baths? Is he taking them?
No. Gannon goes.
Oh, you got it right now. It's back. It's back. I see it right now. Your name blue. All right, good. Yeah, I was wondering. Well, no, you know why it wasn't blue? Because that's another page that you on this live on. Because that's 2 different pictures.
So he takes 2 baths that night, or 1 bath that night, 1 the next morning, or?
So I think when we got home,
yeah. So this one that you commenting on now is the one that's a moderated page. That other one is just a regular page. I'm like, where your wrench at? And I'm wondering, like, what?
They share a bathroom in the basement.
Yeah, well, it ain't coming up.
So,
like, it ain't. You see the difference? 1 blue and 1 white. You see it?
So, where's his bedroom?
Okay, so the bedroom's downstairs, but the bathroom, remember, is like where Harley's room is at.
That's right. So, where did he take the bath? Upstairs?
Yeah. So the bath's upstairs.
Got it.
Usually.
What happens with the clothes that he kind of pooped in?
What do you mean?
Does he throw them in the washer? Do you have to take care of it, or?
I don't wash anyone's clothes, but.
Do you know? Does he take care of his own stuff?
Well, we get on him about if you want to earn technology time, you have to go do your own clothes. You have to like have chores around the house, and you have to do all these things. So that's kind of like how it worked. Everybody had their own. I don't even do Albert's clothes.
Right.
Like I don't even, so
that's good. 11-year-old taking care of himself.
Well, not necessarily taking care of.
Well, and just in that aspect.
Right. He was so like a boy in the terms of clean clothes. Like he could wear the same, and he'll wear the same shirt. Like 2 days, he has to go change it.
So what does an argument look like with Gannon? Have you guys ever argued?
Like maybe like in Myrtle Beach, we would have been like we're so much alike. So we are so much alike in terms of we both have stomach problems really, really bad. We both have like anxiety, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
And he's so kind and kind-hearted, and then the point of we can get upset about something, but then the next minute he'll be like I am. He'll be like, hug about something, or we'll just say something, and he had tremendous amount.
Rabbit, no Twitter. TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram. No Twitter. I got one, but I don't use it.
I mean, holiday might come, they just say, just write something, whatever. But since having him all the time, it became more of I would hear I love you almost all the time, and so I feel like it was
the holiday, the Christmas before. Is that what you're saying? He disappeared.
Do what now?
When you said around the holiday, he was saying I love you.
I'm saying once we started more and more having, then he and I became a lot closer because of just wanting to have that connection with both the kids.
Sure, you had some arguments with him though. Did you ever have to discipline him or no?
Well, I never spanked any of the children, never, because I just don't believe in spanking other people's kids. So never had that. Now, as far as okay, you are in trouble, you're going to do this. Yeah, that's with any kid, with any of them.
What's the biggest disagreement you had with Gannon?
Let's see, the biggest disagreement. I think probably because doesn't. And again, he probably shouldn't have this on him as a kid, but not like seeing the light of how he couldn't go home. He was so like, kind of like forgiving. It's okay, mommy don't have money to do this, And if I said anything like, well, and I probably shouldn't have, but I did, I would be like, well, she quit doing this. She could pay for it. And I would always figure out a way. But then it was like, I'd say, I wanted him to see that.
Was this a certain incident? The biggest disagreement you had, was this a certain time? Or
no, we never had, like, big, like, there was never any, like, big all-out, like, when you say disagreement, like clashes or, like, screaming, shouting?
Well, I'm a parent, so I've had mine.
You mean
disagreements,
like
yelling at the kid.
Yeah, like that kind of disagreement, but never not like a...
So what's the most...
No, you got too much going on. You commenting with the wrong page.
I had to yell at my kids.
I got you. I see what you're saying. So, like, where we've had to, like, fuss at each other over whether or not he did something. If he did something or
that
not.
has to happen if you're a parent.
Right. I didn't know what you were saying. I thought you were asking me, like...
No,
like,
I'm more looking at this from Gannon's point of view. I'm not judging you.
No, I thought you were asking me more of, like, like whippings or, like, switches or something like that. No.
So what's the most intense time you've had with Gannon? As far as you're yelling, he's yelling, that sort of thing. That has to have happened, especially with stepkids.
I mean, yeah, of course.
So what time do you remember?
Probably times that, I don't remember specific times, like, say, all revolved around Albert, like, not being disciplined.
Well, when Gannon was just doing something that's totally irrational, unreasonable. I have a boy, I know.
Yeah.
They don't behave all the time.
Right.
So what did Gannon...
I don't know of any, like, specifics. I just know that we would have. Like, if it would have been something that wasn't in what our teachings were, we would have, of course, like, yelled
So
at
you
each
never
other.
had to yell at him that you remember?
I just said that to you. I said there have been plenty of times.
Yeah, but I mean a specific one.
I don't know. I don't know a specific one. I mean, probably from my
King, what up, King?
My son rolled a basketball underneath me. I was going to go in for a layup, and I almost...
Always, Brody.
And broke my back at the same time.
I got a banger.
Am I sad I did it now? Yes.
I got a banger. Once we watch this video right here, before we go deeper into it, I'm gonna put a pin in it so we can watch this other joint, bro. This other joint is wild. Buddy gonna have you cracking the hell up. No, we not gonna. Don't nobody. Yeah, that be King. I don't be starting. That be King. King be getting me out my body, so I be, you know what I'm saying? He get me in my bag. So I'm chill. You feel me? Yada yada yada. You feel me? Yada yada yada. If King get on some yada 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 shit, then I'm gonna get on some yada yada yada. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, I got a crazy banger though for us. I'm after this video, we're gonna watch that one and then we're gonna get back to this one.
That was a stupid thing.
But not tonight though.
What if I roll the ball under Dad? Not that I even jump that high. But yeah, I couldn't help it. I turned around and yelled at him. I didn't hurt him or anything.
Yeah.
But with you being home with just Gannon and sometimes Elena and sometimes Harley and all on the road, every once in a while something had to go wrong.
I mean, when you say go wrong, like, yeah, I just...
And you have to say, and you have to set things right, like my son did with me with the basketball.
Oh, yeah, that was...
And I'm curious as far as how Gannon would react if you have to really get on to him for something that he did that was stupid. He's a boy.
Yeah, Gannon wouldn't, like, yell back. Gannon would not, like, yell back and be, like, confrontational. So Gannon would not, like... He might say something smart.
How did he react?
Under his breath.
Do you have an incident you remember or no?
No.
And you had to put your foot down and say, Gannon, that's not acceptable.
No, like if I said that, he pretty much listened to what I said.
Yeah.
It was like not, I don't remember him screaming back at me at any.
Or just go in his room, slamming the door.
Situation.
Anything like that?
slamming the door room. To me, I mean, I don't.
So
More so of me like saying something that Albert might have been more of the
Yada yada yada.
slamming doors or anything. It could have been me like going back saying, Albert, you need to make sure he's not doing this, and then go from there in that situation.
Okay.
Like Albert was teaching him how to use a box cutter and like different things like that. And there were times that I might have been like, oh, Albert, I don't think you should have done this because he was acting weird in this way. But that would have been early in the beginning before we started getting him like counseling. And so once he started getting, like.
Now remind me, the counseling, what was that for?
Do what now?
The counseling?
So Albert said that he should get counseling through the military just for like all the transitions and being like in and out of schools and.
No, no, they ain't take her Jesus walks. She got them joints on. Them Noah's Arks, they so thin that it looked like she got a foot on a foot.
Pressing, and of course Albert would always come out and say that everything's fine, and then Deanna would come back and tell us what he talked about. But as far as like.
Did Deanna never come at you with a knife or something when there was an incident?
Well, that's what I was just telling you about. There was when I told you Albert was trying to teach him how to use
That's the box cutter.
The box cutter, yeah. So Gannon had this thing about the knife, and he was just doing like this, and whoever told you that it was coming at me, it's not.
Yeah, I'm getting the real story here.
No. You've got stories from everywhere, and you probably are not looking at me for mine, but that is not what happened. Gannon was in a upset, which the video was shown to the counselor lady, and Albert was upset because he was like, you should have let me get the video or something like that. But Gannon was in more of like an upset rage because this was in the very beginning.
That's them.
He had to
smoother than a lion. Yeah, that's them.
Fourth grade new school.
That's them part the Red Seas right there.
Homeschool. Then they went to the first school in Colorado, and then the new school opened.
Correct.
So it felt like in that time frame of Gannon it was too much transition.
That's them Jesus. I can walk on water. For real. Them Noah Ark 10s.
Whatever. It was too much transitions for him that he was so upset.
It's just nasty work.
So where was he when he was doing this? Was he in his room?
And diabolical.
I don't really remember, sir. You asked me something that was a while ago. I don't remember. I mean.
Were you threatened by Gannon doing this? Did it make you nervous?
Well, I told Albert. I said it has a mentality. Like in my mind, I said it has a mentality of like he's going to want to. I said not hurt himself, or not specifically hurt someone in general, but specific, but in general. And so like I was a little worried because I thought, like he has so much anger and aggression for what was going on. Because it honestly was, Albert hadn't even got there yet, I feel like Albert had just either got to Colorado or hadn't got there yet.
Right.
And so he had to go from being with his mom back to me, and then Albert wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was, okay, like, I gotta start new school, I gotta make new friends, like all those things.
How did you handle it? How did you calm them down?
He just typically always.
How you gonna tell me and King not to start when we said we was chilling, but you still sitting in here? But you still sitting here talking shit.
And I took his amiibo and I just threw his amiibo out the front yard. And I told him, I was like, the amiibo's gone, we're never getting it again. And I made him call his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't remember what we exactly said, but I know she was basically saying, like, you better listen. She gets upset, sends me a message. I send her a message back, and we were both
right, King, you know what I'm saying? Like, what?
And then it was kind of more of like, okay,
she over there, you know what I mean? Now, if me and you start bidding, then, you know what I'm saying, it's going to, you know what I mean? We're going to turn this thing up.
He needed that outlet.
Okay.
He needed that counsel.
Well, that helps us. That's what I'm talking about with the technology thing.
He needed that. He needed that outlet to be able to say, Okay, when I have anger,
No, chill out.
Because I said, Gannon doesn't get angry and just
Trying to watch the thing.
lash out or say anything like that. He doesn't like, or if he says something smart back to Albert, it's usually he's very literal. He'll say something and then
we ain't got nothing to bid on right now.
So that's in your assessment of him. I could probably count on one hand the times that Gannon would have been
aggressive.
We chilling. We chilling tonight. If the opportunity presents itself, then we'll bid on certain things. But you know what I mean?
He was able to have his friends now. He knew he was in a place that.
This is a brand new thing. That's even David said it's
Hey P.
backwards because the camera's
Hey
there.
P, what up?
The window's there, so
What's the deal, gang? What it look like?
No, I just didn't know because I thought I heard Carlo.
What it is?
So he never really just had a hard time until counseling.
She barefoot. She got those apartments of correction beef. It's burger day on her feet. Yo, no, my man said it's burger day on her feet. If you been to prison, burger day, everybody down there for them thin ass patties. She got them red robins home. Get the fuck out of here. Jesus walk. God showed me a way, and cause the devil trying to break me down. Jesus walks with me.
So the help through not only just the counseling and then having that.
Yo, man, we can't never be serious over here, man. Like, yo, we always.
So great for him.
We always big, bro.
The peace.
We supposed to be paying attention to the video. Y'all trying to get me started, man.
Whatever. You've spent your career going through people who you've had to help and people who you've known bullshit or whatever. But Gannon benefited so much from going in there that he was able.
She got them Kenyas on.
That's when I started hearing. Okay. He would say hardly like they never really he never really he would say it was like not that like situation of like, oh, I love you and like the affection and things like that. And that began to I thought we were on a path for him really to see that I can be more I don't just want to take somebody's place, but being more of a like a bigger treatment. And that was where I felt like we were definitely headed.
Well, let's help them.
In that situation.
So that kind of answers the bath salts thing. He really wasn't he wasn't outright asking you, I want to get high off of bath salts.
No. I think that it was more of a situation with, they were going to school in a school that had older kids. And I think it was just more of a, they heard this is speculation. I'm just telling you what my observation is based upon how I heard them talk and, people talk. They were just wanting, to fit in, per se. And it was just a situation where Gannon would do whatever in order to just be able to play his game. And just do, you said you have a boy, a little boy.
Damn.
That was
her feet look like raptor claws.
I could tell Gannon.
Damn, why them joints so long? They like.
And so he was in such a
damn.
Giving technology into it. And I think
that was crazy.
With the kids that were a little older.
That dong.
They had to sing.
Let me hear you. Love it when you go.
My assumption, just from talking to them.
Look like her toes about to just run off her foot.
That there was just more,
damn.
Not pressure.
Don't hide your foot.
Pressure, but there was just more like.
Bring that foot back.
What could I do to get this person to like me? Because he only liked certain friends. Those were his people. He would obsess on them. Like, had a friend named Connor. That's the person.
Yeah, I zoomed in on them Jones.
So if someone liked the interest that he liked.
That's that moose knuckle.
Like develop that obsession on them and just want mean like a.
Right.
He,
no, I get it.
He wants that's the person he wants to hang out with. He didn't have 27 friends. He had just that person. Mm-hmm. And so that was what.
She trying to hide them.
And I feel like with that.
She trying to hide them Jones. She know them Jones nasty.
This thing is bad, but I understand.
All right, we're gonna leave her alone. She getting mad.
Yep.
She getting mad.
So that's
The what?
and I'm trying to see how Gannon reacted to these little things that happened to him.
Yo.
The handle incident. Can you tell me about that?
Okay, so Gannon wanted to, I don't remember, he wanted to stay up 30 minutes. I can't remember. There was something he did that allowed him to earn some extra time. There was something he did. But Albert had grounded him from playing the Switch. So he wasn't allowed to play a Switch or whatever. He was only allowed to, like if he wanted to watch an extra movie or something like that he had earned.
Right.
Well, on the hike earlier that day,
Them toes on the home stretch.
Helpful with me, and people think he was sick and he's still whatever, but I have serious stomach issues and still have to operate. But he was so helpful with, taking care of the dogs and stuff. And I had told Gannon.
Yo, her face just messes me up because her face looked like a jigsaw mess.
So we sat around.
Like, you want to play a game? Do you want to play a game? She looked like the saw ball, jigsaw. Like, that's crazy. Her face looked just like the jigsaw mess.
Kobe had all girls. And so Jason started relating in the terms of being like, like me, I have all sisters. And so, we were talking about that. And in between some of those questions might have been.
That's her daddy.
Questions that led to.
Who are that? Oh, Jigsaw. That's her dad.
And so that led into on the walk, on the hike that day, about what we talked about. So then that evening, I don't remember what he did, but I remember I said he had 30 minutes or something extra. And I knew it wasn't his Nintendo or things like that at the time, because he wasn't supposed to earn that back until the next day. And so then,
a recap on this case?
Harley wasn't here. Harley had to work until Central Yard.
Alright, I'll give you a recap. Alright, so, check it out. This lady right here in the mint green shirt, her name is Letitia Stout. She's convicted of killing her 12-year-old stepson, Gannon Stout, while her husband's at work. So in the first part that we watched, she had an interview with the state. She was gaslighting him the whole time, beating him in the head, giving him a bunch of bull crap, making up stories about how the carpet caught on fire and she went to go find someone that worked in the housing development where the houses are built at. So she says she found the guy. And mind you, everything I'm saying to you, none of this never happened at all. That, you know what I'm saying? She made it all up. So anyway, she finds the guy and she named him Eduardo. That was racist to me because why you gotta name him Eduardo? Because he looked at Mexican? Come on. But anyway, she left. She left with the kids, allegedly. She left with the kids. Took them to, they went to Starbucks, Petco, and a couple other places. But they never went to them places. So keep in mind, Gannon, her stepson, is dead this whole time. When she left out the house and went to them stores and all that stuff, Gannon was already dead. She had already put Gannon inside of a suitcase. Okay? They found Gannon's body all the way in Florida. They're in Colorado where she's at right now. But anyway, so She talking to the state. She come up with the story that a guy bust in the house. Well, not bust in the house. She gave him the code to the garage. She gave him the code to the garage to be able to fix the piece of carpet. She to be able to fix the piece of carpet. Bam. She get back to the house, right? She get back to the crib. Now, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. If this was you, let me flip the camera around so y'all can look at me. Let me ask y'all a question. If this was you and you let somebody into your home, first of all, I'm not leaving anybody in my home I don't know to go run around for 2 hours. That ain't happening. I'm not leaving you in my house and I don't know you. You can forget it. So that's where the police was like, what? Why is she leaving? She just met this guy. She just give him the key, give him the code to her house and let him in. Like, so anyway, bam. So when she got back, this the question I'm gonna ask you. So say you did leave somebody in your crib while you went to go run some errands real quick because they was fixing something. When you come back in the house, are you going to check to see if that person did what they said they was going to do, and also are you going to check to make sure that that person is no longer there or there? I'll wait for your response. Okay, bet. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm coming in the crib. Hello, hello, hello. You here, Eduardo? You still here? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm checking all the doors, the windows. I'm checking everything to make sure you locked up everything if you left. You know what I'm saying? So, exactly. I'm on everything. So, I don't need no surprises later on. I'm asleep and wake up with you standing over top of me, breathing hard. Nizzle. Ain't happening. So, anyway, she said she came in the house. Her mind wasn't even on thinking about the guy that she let in the crib. How is you not thinking about that? First of all, you got kids. First of all, you got kids in this crib. Them kids should be your number one priority. Their safety, your number one priority. So how could you not be thinking about a total stranger that you let in your house? How could that not be the first thing on your mind? Okay. She said all I wanted to do was all I wanted to do was work out and listen to my music. Okay, I get it. But still, you got to check the house first. Anyway, anyway, she said she was upstairs getting her little workout in or whatever. She said she was upstairs getting her workout in. Come here. Come here. Said she was upstairs getting her little workout in or whatever. I got you. Oh. Said she was upstairs getting her little workout in or whatever. And she said she was upstairs getting her workout in, and she over the music. Say hi, Ash and Shadow. Say hi. Say hi. Shadow. Say hi. You don't want to say hi? Give me a kiss. You want to say hi? You don't want to say hi? Hmm? You want to say hi? Hmm? No hi? Huh? No hi? Say what's up. Y'all want to get down and go play? Huh? All right, go ahead. Or play. No, they Maltese. They more like in the they more like in the poodle family. Yeah, they name the black one name is Shadow, and the one that look like Ashes, his name Ash. But when I get mad at him, I call him Ashton. Ashton. I ain't call you. Go play. Go play or lay down, one or the other. So anyway, over the music, she heard some noise. She thought she heard like banging around or whatever. So she come downstairs, right? And this part that's about to loop y'all brain real quick. She says she comes downstairs and at first she don't see nobody. And then she look over and she sees the guy holding her stepson like this with a gun to his head. You feel me? So, mind you, her daughter is getting home from school. So, she told her daughter, like, telling her daughter, don't come in the house. Um, I need to go to the store. She said, I'm trying to keep my daughter out of the house so it don't cause any more commotion. So, if your daughter has a phone and you got a phone, right? Why are you telling your daughter to stay away from the crib and go to the store? Why are you not telling her to call the police to get some help? Why are you not telling her to do that? So that's where the cops also was like, what? That's not making no sense. You had two opportunities to get help and you didn't do it at all. Huh? So fast forward after that, exactly, she should have called the police. But she never did, right? And they asked her that. And she said, I wasn't thinking about that. What the fuck was you thinking about then? I was thinking about our safety. You couldn't have been thinking about y'all safety that much because you didn't say call the police. What? So look, check it out. How the hell do it go from how do it go from her holding the guy holding her stepson at gunpoint to now he done bust her upside the head and he R-worded her. He R-worded her twice. So this when it get shaky, okay? The stepson supposedly was standing there watching her get R-worded the whole time. She said, and all I can hear him saying is, Tisha, Tisha. That don't even sound right. So your 12-year-old stepson gonna stand there and watch you get R-worded? That don't make no sense. So the detectives decide to call her out on her bullcrap. They say, okay, since you've been sexually assaulted, we have to do a sexual assault kit. I don't want to say the word because yeah, they'd take the live down if they hear words like that. So we gotta do a sexual assault kit. So she start she instantly changed up. Now all of a sudden she wanna go home. They can't see her phone. She wanna go wash up. All of a sudden she tired, she hungry, and all this crazy stuff. So they're telling her like, hey, we got more questions, but we can let you go, but we got to take you to the hospital first so we can do this kit. So she like, no, I can drive over there myself. I can meet you guys there, this and that. She like, it don't work like that. So the detective like, why is you giving me all this pushback about something you made up? About something you told me you got R worded. I never known a female that got R worded that didn't want to get checked out to make sure one, she don't have anything, that she's safe. You feel me? Like anything can happen to you. He could have got you pregnant. He could have gave you a STD, AIDS. He could have gave you something you can't give back. So anyway, she going through her whole little bull crap. So she say, listen, you cannot take a shower or wash up because you might wash away the evidence. So she like, I just feel dirty. I don't want to go to no hospital and people looking at me. Like I don't want none of my neighbors to see my face that that I'm walking into the hospital with the police, this and that. So she like, we go through the back underground. Nobody even knows that we're coming there. So even if she said even if it was a bunch of people outside, they wouldn't even know that we came in the hospital because we have a different entrance than everybody else. They don't even know that we coming. So what? Nobody will see you at all. It's underground. Bam. So now she like, okay, well, can I go to the bathroom at least? So the cops like, at first they said no because they were like, we scared that if you go to the bathroom, you're gonna wipe and flush away all the evidence, and we can't have that. So they wound up letting her go to the bathroom. They told her, hey, the stall door is gonna be open. You cannot flush or wipe. So she go to the bathroom. She come back. When she get back, all hell breaks loose. Now she can't breathe. She about to die. She faking a panic attack. I need my medicine. My chest hurts so bad. I can't breathe. Right? But how you having a panic attack, an anxiety and a panic attack at the same time? And if you having both of them at the same time, how are you able to how are you able to smile, laugh? One minute you can't breathe, the next minute you laughing hard as hell, you joking around, you talking about trips that you've been on and all this. This lady is delusional. So anyway, the paramedics come check her out and everything like that, and they give her they ain't give her nothing. They wind up taking her to the hospital because she kept complaining about having severe chest pains. And then from there, now the feds picked up the case. So that's what's going on now. She's interviewing with the feds. Yeah, that's it so far. Right now, she's sitting with the feds, and now the feds are interviewing her because they decided to pick up the case. This guy right here that she interviewing with, he's a behavior analysis specialist from the FBI. And she's going to be dealing with him mainly. He's the one that tapped her phones. He was listening to her conversations. Like, this case is going, like I said, it's going to take y'all up, down, around the corner, and back. It's going to get wild on this case. This case is crazy. So, yeah, that's basically the whole recap right there. Now let's get back into it.
And then Gannon had, I think, What was he doing? He was doing something, I don't remember. So I go back upstairs, then I hear the machine was saying, like, beep, 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 like, is this someone who's coming in now? Okay. So I put the code in thinking that the last alarm thing went off. There was no doors open.
Two different stories than what she told the people. The first time Shane said she heard a beep, beep, beep.
Where Lane was at, and I think she was faking sleeping, but not really. And then, but she had, like, the cover over her head a little bit. And so, like, she was doing, like, whatever. And so then I hear the thing saying fire. Like
does it actually say?
Oh, wait, no, she started from the beginning again.
So that was the crazy thing, because I never had heard. I didn't know what. I thought it would just be like.
Right, like the sirens. Right?
But I don't know if it was the detector thing saying fire, or if it was the actual machine thing saying fire. But it was just like fire, 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 whatever. So then I run back in there and I look and I don't see anything like this room. I don't see anything. And I look downstairs and I don't see anything. And it was still going. So I grabbed Lena. I'm going to tell you exactly wrong, but I'm pretty sure I grabbed Lena first. I grabbed the dog. I gave her the keys. Take the towel in. Don't put me on that. But I'm sure it was in that order. So. Yeah. And we run out to the truck of the lake. Either open the door. I don't remember. Somehow they get to the truck. Okay. And then I run back downstairs because at this point I already know that there's smoke. And so I run back downstairs and Deanna was awake but not awake. Like, you know how you can almost like be asleep but not asleep type thing. And
so in his bed?
No. He wasn't in his bed.
Where was
he? He was on the sofa.
On the sofa.
Right. So he was on the sofa, and so like when I pull the cover, I pull Gannon with the cover, and so at this point in time, then I put the fire that's out.
What did the fire look like?
It wasn't.
Exactly. She ain't say that the first time.
Where was it? In the carpet? On the sofa?
I feel like it was on the cover.
She ain't say nothing about a cold the first time.
Was the cover on the sofa though, or was it on the floor?
I don't remember. I just remember it was in a small location. It wasn't a big enough fire to like.
What color was it? Do you remember? Was it yellow, red, orange?
I don't remember what color. It wasn't in a color to like. I mean, let's go.
I think what blue burns the hottest. Then you have stuff gets involved in the fire. You have a yellowish or reddish color.
I don't remember.
Don't remember?
I don't remember.
Can you show me how tall it was? Like,
I don't remember. It wasn't tall.
It wasn't tall?
I don't feel like it was that tall. I mean, but my tall might be different from your tall. So I don't want to say. I don't.
She don't want to mess with that Fed because he know what he talking about. She don't want to play with Buddy.
And we run out.
Did you put out the fire or no?
I know that we took the covers, both of us. When he sees what's going on, we took the covers and like we smashed down on the
fire.
Like on it, yeah. Because my own thought was oxygen, put it out.
Right.
That's all I could think about. Like, put it out, whatever.
Did it take much? Sorry to interrupt. Did it take a lot to put it out, or no? Or did you just smother it and then move?
I don't know.
Or was it something in between?
Was there what now?
Something in between. You know, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
Something in between?
Like in between, just it happened real quick, or you had to fight it for a while? Or?
Oh, it wasn't like fighting for a while. Like there was already a bunch of covers on the side that we had tipped up. I had grabbed them all and put it over here, which is why the whole thing was bottled with covers. There was like covers bottled everywhere. So it was like stuff there. And then I run, and he's running behind me. So as I'm running up, he like trips or whatever. But he's right behind me. Mm-hmm. So then I think I exit back out the garage. I feel like.
So the truck was in the garage.
No. It was out front. Okay, I'm saying like I think I exited back out the garage. Because I feel like I just ran back to that door. I'm not 100% positive. I know we ran out. Then Ganna runs right out behind me, and when I turned around and I'm saying something to him because I'm like, hey, because in my mind I don't remember if I had gotten the dogs, even though I had already had grabbed the dogs, and so like
she didn't say we put the fire out. She said, but the first time she did say she put it out, but this time she said we, and even when she said we left out the house, the first time she didn't say Gannon ran out the house behind her, or she didn't say I reversed out either.
So was anybody burned from that?
she never even said she was in the garage the first time. She just said she got outside to the crib and she had to go back in the house to get Gannon, and that's when he was burnt. And they got in the car and left.
So at the time when we ran out, I feel like, did he have a shirt? I don't remember if he grabbed a shirt or grabbed another cover when we ran out or whatever. But I knew that he had some burns on his arm, but I knew they weren't bad, like burns that were bad. They were just like if he peeled a little bit or whatever.
Were they discolored then? Was his skin reddish, pinkish? What was it? Did you see it then? Or
no, it was not till later that I really paid attention and should have been like, okay, well, because I did later on put this on it, but she can mess with that later. But
okay.
So like our arms, his arms, and then we get in the truck or whatever, and then we drive off. So then we come back, and so I'm of course, and I text Harley, I text Albert, what had happened, and I said, this is what happened. I told Harley, this is what happened. Don't panic. We come over to the house. At this point in time, we get back in.
No, hey.
And so
she, Gannon died from blunt force trauma. She hit him in the head. She hit him over the head with something. And the burn story, the fire story never happened. Everything she's telling the police and the feds never happened. None of this stuff never happened. So just keep that in mind. That everything she says is a lie.
Do you guys have singular trash cans for each house there? Or do you have a dumpster or what?
She was jealous. She was jealous of she was jealous. She killed Gannon over jealousy. Okay. She was jealous that the dad, how close the dad was to his son. And that was taking attention away from her. You know what I'm saying? Because his dad was more like, he was a single dad. Like the mom wasn't around right now. So he had to do everything. So, you know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't getting the attention that she wanted and stuff like that, she basically took it out on Gannon.
A little more over exaggeration, just because that was one.
When you say we, did you talk with the kids about let's get Albert home?
No. We did sit down, and because when I was
no, she never got R-worded at all. That never happened. She didn't get R-worded. The house didn't catch on fire. She didn't meet nobody named Eduardo. None of that.
In the bedroom at the time, which was our bedroom upstairs.
Right. That never happened. None of it never happened. They never gave her the kit. Nothing. Nothing.
That was the original thing. It was not telling. It was just
and every story that she tells is a lie. It's all in her head, right? She made it all up in her head to make herself look like she was the victim. She's very manipulative. She loves to play the victim. And she's right when she's wrong. She's one of them. She's a narcissist. She's a habitual liar. She got a lot going on.
So how did you play it up? Was the fire really not that big, and you made it like it was a big deal? Or?
Well, whenever we
no, Gannon didn't deserve none of that at all.
When we were explaining,
he was 12 years old. He ain't no nothing. He ain't ain't really loved her like a real stepmom type situation. You know what I'm saying?
The people that we missed should be paid it for like a bigger situation, than what it really was.
Yeah, because I couldn't understand how a candle could make a big fire. Because my wife lights candles all the time around the house, and if you knocked them over, and if you knock it over, kind of nothing happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it might singe the carpet a little bit. But,
yeah.
I've seen the pictures, and I'm surprised that, that much of the carpet was burned.
Well, it was probably because, I don't know, but I know that we did go, push down on the carpet, and it was on the cover, because the cover was wrapped up on him.
Right.
So, I don't know,
That's what, I was just curious about the burn itself on the carpet, because that was awfully big for a candle.
I didn't even think that was even big. Was that really big?
Yeah, that big for a candle, because, like I said, my wife we look like a church sometimes with all the candles she lights.
Yeah.
We have dogs running around and kids.
Yeah, no, it was.
So I was just surprised a candle could make, a big black thing in the carpet that much. That it might have been held there for a little while.
Yeah.
Maybe he tried to set.
I don't know about. But see, the thing is, I don't know that Anna would try to purposely set something on fire. I don't know. I know that he did tell me later that he thought that I was coming downstairs, and he was playing his game. So I don't.
So he was playing his game when he knocked the candle over.
Yeah. So
Shit, I'm one of them guys.
And Lena and all of us, when we were all talking together, he told us that he thought I was coming downstairs.
I'm one of them guys.
Oh, and that's why he knocked it over.
That'll do anything to have one good memory with my pop.
Accidentally or thought, whatever.
Yeah, she took that all away from him. And she took that away from his pop.
No, he did say that. He did say that he had.
All because of her jealousy.
And I asked. That's why I kept asking him, did you do it on purpose?
Because she's an attention freak. Come on, man.
An accident. He told me an accident. He thought I was coming downstairs. So, to me, sir, we could afford to buy another.
Yeah, for sure.
Sofa in another carpet.
The moment you signed up to deal with a guy with a kid and became the stepmom, you took on that responsibility, so you know what come with it. You know what come with it. It's kid time, and then it's you and his time. That's it. That's how it goes. Kids come first. When they go to bed, you can get all the attention you want. But no. She need attention 24/7.
Yeah, we allowed him to be. He could light the candle if he wanted to. He was allowed to open packages that came. That's where I was telling Albert taught him how to use the box cutters and stuff like that. He was allowed to do those type of things. As long as, he was usually within reason, okay, I'm not going to go light, the blinding fire, or, or something like that. When I was little, too, I did the same thing about curious about matches and, things like that, but we had already given him enough of, safety talks about, Albert, when he talked to him about using the box cutters and knives, he always showed him the right direction, not to just go, cut open boxes and stuff. So he had already
exactly
talks about the correct way.
That's what you sign up for. Vice versa, if you get with a female that got kids, that's what you sign up for. It's a package deal.
The foot injury.
Before I go there,
if you're gonna accept that female, you're gonna accept her kids. You can't get one without the other. And it's always sacrifices when it comes to those type of relationships. Both sides gotta make sacrifices.
I probably should think about if I need to, if later on after I put stuff on it, I need to think about if it gets worse, monitor the situation, those type of things.
Did you put stuff on it or no?
Well, we had took that green aloe stuff and we had took and put the little, because the dog had just had bit before, so I already had that little wrap stuff,
Okay.
And so we had already done that in that situation.
Did you put it on both arms?
I think it was on the right arm, I feel like.
And when did you do that? Was that Sunday night, Monday morning, both?
I think it was Sunday night. No, actually it wasn't. It was through the night because we stayed up late, so it would have already been Monday morning hours, into Monday morning hours.
So why were you guys up late?
Because we couldn't breathe. The smell was so it's stuck in the house from the smoke. We couldn't breathe, no matter what we did.
So where did you guys hang out until you could breathe?
We slept in our room, and then we opened all the windows downstairs.
Okay. And all four of you slept in?
So Lena, Harley, me, and him were in the room for a while. Then Gannon went to, I think he went to Lena's room at this point. Yeah. So then Gannon went to Lena's room for a while, but then he was in his room by the time he woke up. So I don't know if he got up.
What time do you think you went to Lena's room? After midnight or no?
Sure, I don't know.
When did you call him in sick? It was pretty early in the morning.
Well, we didn't. What happened is we didn't all I did was I called and asked about his stomach. It was nothing to do with anything to do with the fire or anything like that. My question was, I'd already given him Miralax, which was like, Miralax.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a prescription of over the counter, I say whatever it is, prescription Miralax, whatever it's or whatever. And I'd already given him that. And so then I also had X-Lax. And I thought, at what point can I not? How much is enough? If I can't get him to pass this, at what point is there enough, or can I go ahead and do like an enema or like? Albert can tell you, I've given him an enema before, and like things like that, because it gets so bad and they're just so big and they get clogged up. So that was the concern about how to get him to pass that. Because like for me, I have to I can drink 10 scoops of Miralax and it won't affect me at all. Yeah. And so I didn't want it to be where it was squirts and then also the combination is different in my stomach because, like I said, if I take 10 of them, I'm okay.
So he's having the squirts and he started having those in the hike, but he couldn't pass that whole evening. Is that right?
Right. He would get out bubbles, like big bubbles, but couldn't get the whole thing out. And that was sometimes when he finally gets one out. For me, I lay in the bathroom and I'm in pain.
Yeah.
Whenever.
Was he telling you he was in pain?
Well, he sits on the toilet. His common thing is that he'll sit on the toilet and just sit there and sit there and sit there. So as long as he's got something to focus with, again, his pain tolerance is very high when it comes to just sitting there, focusing and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
So he spent a lot of time in the bathroom that evening, just sitting there.
Yeah, off and on the bathroom. We got kids meals, but he came out and ate his kids meals. So then it made it feel better. So I said,
McDonald's?
no, we Carl's Jr.'s.
Carl's Jr.
Yeah. So I had really said Burger King, but that's not Burger King right there. That's Carl's Jr.
Got it.
Carl's Jr.'s. Yeah. Because I never go to Carl's Jr., but we got 2 kids meals, and I think I got something too. And Lena went with me to go get it. So he ate the kids meal when we got back.
But he still hadn't passed.
Well, if he ate, he had done something. He had already used it some, because he wouldn't have eaten.
And had you given the Miralax before the meal then?
I'd already given him Miralax throughout the week. We always had this thing where if I went in there and took one of my shots, of acai berries or something like that, he would take one too. So it was common for me to be like, okay, here, and Albert would always say, go mix him up one of the drinks, because we put in orange juice. Well, he didn't like juices as much unless it was Kool-Aid juices, sweet.
But y'all also know what's crazy? Throughout both them interviews, she didn't ask what's the update on Gannon not one time. Like, did y'all find him? Any leads in the case? Nothing. She didn't ask about that kid one time. And that's what else they was looking at. Like, you ain't even asked about this kid once.
So, let's say if he would have took it Saturday, and let's say we took it Sunday,
not once.
It wouldn't have been as bad. But then the problem is, Albert always was wanting not on it if we're going to go do a big time activity, because instead of having him zoned out on something, I mean you would want to get zoned out on something.
Yeah.
That was
the by-bands.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the thing was, if we go somewhere that requires him to have massive amounts of things, then we don't want him to be under
she definitely, she's a yapper.
We want him to be
she got the raps for real. She's a yapper.
Run around and do things. Because him, we're always on.
But she be digging herself in a deeper hole every time she start to yapping.
Right.
Bleeding, doing everything.
So was he bleeding that night? Do you know?
From
rectally?
From
anally? Yeah.
So what happens is, from him squeezing, I hate talking about this sometimes. I'm talking about
I'm trying to figure out, things going on with him in the last couple hours.
Yeah, so from him squeezing and stuff like that, his does the same thing as mine does, and mine does the same thing. And so that's why I told you we're so much alike, and we could relate on that, because it was oh my gosh, blood on your butt, and then just from squeezing and things like that. And that wasn't pouring out.
Okay, so it wasn't a copious amount.
Yeah,
just
it was
because of him struggling with that all night, or that evening into the night. You don't know when he eventually felt good? Or...
How it works is he might feel good, and then it gets where it's hurting still until he gets it all out. It's not until he returns like 100% and being like, okay, I'm back to Gannon.
Did he get back to Gannon that night?
For Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was fine when he was downstairs. I told you he earned extra time.
Right.
To be able to stay up and stuff.
Yeah, but I thought, was he not struggling with this after the candle incident?
Right. Like what happens is, I mean, if you want to call in a GI person, but he gets where he's okay, and then a little bit more okay, and a little bit more. It's just episodes. They happen every once a month or ish,
right,
where he goes through the episodes of his stomach and mind those things.
So when you guys were up in the bedroom, how was he?
You mean like after
the flame and fire and smoke?
He was upset and like crying because he thought he was going to lose his twitch, like for a long time. Like he thought, that he was going to lose his twitch for a long time. So my biggest thing was, I don't care, we'll just do whatever we got to do to find new whatever. I would be quicker to cover up a lot of things for Cam.
Mm-hmm.
Because we just related on the same page, more so than Lena, because Lena would be the most kind of like bratty and shuri and whatever. So Anna could be more of like, we can have like secrets and talk. And
Yep. Yep. I give her that. She got a comeback for everything. She got an answer. She got an answer when it don't need an answer. Like she yeah. But she burying herself at the same time. Cause it don't make sense.
Like very, like upset and hurt and just trying to do whatever, but we also kind of.
Like I couldn't have been this FBI agent. I would have been snatched her. Like what?
I don't know.
I'd have snatched her, man.
I just want to count my own. So whenever he,
I would have lost my patience.
went to Lena's room, I think he walked down. I don't remember exactly, but I know we all, because all four of us couldn't fit.
Oh yeah. You already know.
At one point in time, we had
Right now, he letting her get her shit off.
And I feel like at one point,
But he gonna get in his bag. He gonna turn up on her. Especially when he sit back and think like, no, you killed him. He gonna turn up. When he find out she lying about, he already knows she on some bullcrap. But he gotta take what she's saying with a grain of salt. So once he find out he 100% know there was no Eduardo, there was no this, there was no that, she didn't get this. Oh, he gonna give her the business.
I felt like she could have used a couple more hours.
So why did you call Gannon in sick and not her?
Well, she wasn't struggling with stomach problems.
So he still had him in the morning.
Right. So he wasn't. I even had messaged Albert through the night and said, hey, I asked him. Like I asked him, is it okay if Gannon stays out? And so that was.
Yeah.
So he didn't respond because he was on a different time zone.
Okay.
And I got the message.
So you called in sick though too for your work.
So what I did was I said,
she don't work.
I said, hey, I'll just stay at home with Gannon today.
She don't work. What the hell is she talking about? I just said I'm gonna stay at home. You don't work.
I wasn't.
Remember?
I wanted to go back to teaching.
Oh no, yes she did. She worked at a daycare. No, she didn't. She said she don't work. She said I'm a stay-at-home wife in the beginning.
Try to use like days and try to, whatever, because I just didn't want to go back to teaching.
Right.
I would have threw them Jesus sandals to the other side of the room. It's crazy. I don't know why I just envisioned you doing that. I don't know why I just envisioned you doing that. Yo.
Until the whole flight attendant thing started. So I had to do something until then. I couldn't just not have money or whatever. So I got on.
Like, give me that, right? Like, bring that ass here, girl. Like, what?
I would do a long-term service position, or I would do.
You would have been on some Scorpion. Get over here. Like, what?
So then I just at that point was going to just
For
call me
real.
whenever I could work.
I would have left her all teeth and palms. Like, what, girl?
I could just call in whenever I worked.
Snatched her up by that thin ass hair.
So are you scheduled to show up then Monday morning?
From the school that I wasn't going to work at anymore, I had already told them that I wasn't. Like, I didn't even complete paperwork with them yet. So it wasn't even, I wasn't
They
even...
were counting on you to show up that day.
What do you mean? But I hadn't, like, signed any
She
contract.
said she was a teacher and
like, done anything
worked for... No, she's... Right, you know what? She did say she was a teacher, and she said she was waiting to start working for an airline company. She's supposed to have an interview with him or something like that.
No, on Thursday or Friday, I'd already told them. Okay, on Thursday or Friday, I'd already told them that I wasn't coming in. Like, I didn't go in Friday either. Like, I'd already told them I wasn't. So it was like, you're asking me about if I told them Monday, but I'd already told them prior.
Oh, you already told them, so you didn't have to tell them you're not coming in on Monday?
Right, because I had already told them because, see, on my dad's side, there was someone who passed away, and I just used that as a reason why I wasn't coming on. But the following, the prior week.
Oh, okay.
So that's... And then...
How did they pass away?
Well, my dad is remarried to my stepmom. So my dad is married to my stepmom. And then the first time he was cancer. So, and honestly, I hadn't any plans to go there at all. I didn't.
Yeah.
But it brought me some time into not teaching and then trying to get set up on the next schedule. Because I started developing, like...
She killed who, Rabbit? What you talking about? We know she killed Gannon. What you talking about?
Following a piece of paper that wasn't helping the students. And so that was already a plan that was set separately and trying to figure that out.
She didn't... She killed who, Dad?
Mentioned stepmom for the week prior then, as far as why...
She didn't kill nobody else but the little boy.
I didn't say anything to do with our family or stepmom or anything. I just said we had to do it.
Are they okay with that?
Yeah. I mean...
What did they say?
I mean...
Death in the family,
Yeah, and plus, too, I hadn't even done anything, like, with them. It was just...
She killed the dad.
Set myself up in a position to be teaching with them again. I just couldn't do it. I thought I could because I was like, if I do it, I would just, do it until I could be on sub position or whatever.
No, she don't put that on her dad. Don't do that. She didn't kill her dad. Don't do that. Don't do that, yo.
Right, and you push it on
don't jinx her dad.
I just didn't want to teach sped.
Her dad mess around and die
Not wanting to be a teacher at all.
because you jinxing
All I
him.
wanted to do was work with like people and being like able to see new people every day. And so I had to buy myself some time, and it just was fortunate that someone had passed away. And so I bought myself time in order to save
Oh, fucking crazy.
I bought myself time. I bought myself time to just be able to...
Now just turn her into a serial killer.
Friday. I don't know, it was 1 or 2 days. To take that time through the weekend to kind of self-reflect and be like...
Yeah, she killed Jigsaw.
How can I get to the position where I want to?
She said her dad passed away. Yeah, but she didn't kill her dad, though. Her dad died from natural causes. She wasn't even around her dad when he died. She was with... She was in a whole nother state. She killed Jigsaw, though, her other dad. Yes, I'm positive. She did not kill her dad.
So it was to buy myself some time.
Oh my God.
The plan was just to work in the airport and then go from there.
And I'm a double check just for you.
Right.
Natural. Why you? I said it wrong, eh?
This is where I need help from everybody.
I make fun of the way I talk.
Like I said, I've had some high-level informants that have told me some horrific things, and we've had to relocate them. We can't get different names. But to do that, to kick that in motion, we need to...
Natural.
We can't just say...
Right.
I'm lost right now. Y'all got me lost.
Right. Well, that's where I would need someone to help guide me through this because
All right, good.
I want to help more than anything. But
That's why I'm here, because I'm representing Denver FBI, and then I have the ability to pull resources from Quantico, which is our behavior analysis unit. Everything comes out of there.
right.
It's called CERD, which is our incident response group. So this was a big enough case that the supervisor of the FBI asked me to come down from Denver, and I get all my training out there. So
Right.
you're not going to have better resources in this room right now, and I'm not bragging.
Oh,
Right.
right,
I've just
natural.
been doing this stuff for a long time. So if you tell me what happened, and then you need protection.
All right, I got you now. I'm caught up now. Got you.
DEA doesn't have those capabilities. ATF doesn't. No. DEA just investigates drugs.
Right.
And they're very good at it.
That's all the DEA.
FBI, we're now
Right.
worldwide, and we have offices Bogota to Russia to China to wherever. So, and we get a lot more funding because of when September 11th happened. That changed everything for us. We were the nation's #1 law enforcement agency before then, but they gave us so many more resources since then.
Right.
And so I am specialized in missing kids and unusual homicides, including serial killings and whatever else. So I didn't get in right away on your case, but I did. I have been working it for the past couple of weeks.
I was just going to talk to you anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm here now, and whatever you tell me, the worst thing I can do for people like you is if you have a story that requires your protection for the FBI, it would not be good for me to run out and say, oh, Letitia told me this, and that's not how it works.
Yeah.
If this can help us find Gannon, we'll do whatever we can. Okay?
I'm not, I just need, protection for my family and
Yeah.
Well, you can get that, but we have to know the story.
We got the
first.
tools, right?
So how am I supposed to get help talking to someone first before we talk to you? Because I'm willing to do that.
So here's your deal. If you need help, and if you want to go through the court process, that's fine.
Now she done made up. Listen, hey,
And then you
she keep asking them for help because now she done made up. Now she trying to get the FBI to think that if basically she's telling them I know where Gannon is and I know who took him. But if I tell you and tell you where they at, then I can get killed and they can kill my family. What sense does that make? I don't understand.
work through the court process. But then it just becomes the whole focus of this, Letitia, right now you're the only one. You're the last one. You're the last adult with him.
She ain't they
Adult we know about with him.
they're not giving that girl no damn witness protection.
To lead us. We
She
have been
wound
trying
up
to work with Val
I'm about to spoil
to
it for
say,
you.
what does she say?
She wound up going on a run, going to a whole nother state,
Whatever else.
I was mad at him about all that.
and start hiding from her husband and all types of stuff.
But it should have just been.
You gonna
I could've
see.
just
You gonna
reached
see
out
when
to
I start
someone
playing the
and
recordings between her and her husband.
terrified for myself.
Yeah, it's gonna get real spooky.
It would have been. Also, what I can help you with can also help you with something else you might be already working into.
What is that?
I'm just saying,
Well, Letitia, you've got to give me something here to work with. If you want to go through the court process, like I said on here, the last question, if you want to stop at any time, you are more than welcome to stop and say.
but it says you can have one present to talk to you.
What?
Yeah. And that will kick in the court process
Shut up.
and then we're done. Which is
What?
fine. And if that's what you
What?
want. Okay, but the whole, if you need protection and that sort of thing, I can't get you there without you giving me something. So, I listened to all the calls with Alan. And
Yep, locked. She said, "I'm locked. I'm locked in."
Okay, what happened in the bedroom was not Gannon slinging his blood on the wall.
Well, that's totally like not even to
The
do
blood on the wall was
anything.
because
That's
she
why I'm
busted
so
him
like
upside his head.
upset about bedrooms and all those things, because I understand you're an expert. I know that, but I'm telling you I'm gonna need like protection.
Oh my
That's
God.
it. It's not me. I'm not the person.
So, but if you're not the person, the charges won't be different. Okay, if you allowed someone else to come in and do the things to Gannon that we know happened to him, you're just as guilty.
I didn't allow anyone, and I don't know of anything like you're talking about to be happening to Gannon. I do know.
For real, cold, ain't it?
Tell you that can help you. Or help
Super
me,
cold, freezing.
Everyone, but I do need that help.
Right. So, let me tell you where I am. Okay. Like I said, I've been 23 years with the FBI. For the last 20, I've been working violent crime. And I've worked some of the worst cases. It kind of messed me up a little bit, to be honest. Seeing what I've seen. And I worked 20 years of bank robberies. So, I always thought that you were going to have, I'm the FBI, I'm the good guy.
You ain't missed none.
Things, and that's not how it is. I've had to help arrest other FBI agents, police officers, people from the church, school resource officers. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. And on the other side, some of the bank robbers, one of them came out after serving a 10-year sentence, and we got it off just fine. Even though, we were on opposite sides of the fence. The thing that I have seen, though, throughout is when something very bad happens, people think they can't recover from it. And I do not think you are a bad person.
I'm not.
That's why no, I don't. I've seen bad
and I know you told people that to get them to help you.
No,
but I'm not.
I would not have this approach with you if I thought you were a bad person. I think something bad happened. And I think that what I've seen a lot is, whether it's you think that you can get out if you do this or this or this, that's where you are now. And you're hoping that one of these things can save you. They're not going to be able to.
What do you mean? What were you talking about? Someone's not going to be able to save me?
There was nobody else there. Okay, we've looked at the alarms, we've looked at the motions, we've looked at the detectors.
The alarms are already covered up.
The alarms were already covered
yes.
up? Okay. But
sir, I'm telling you, what you have is not you. I know you say you wouldn't sit here and say this to me if I wasn't, whatever. I'm telling you, it is true. I would not, and did not, would not, did not.
I dropped the plot twist on him. Yeah. Now watch how crazy it's going to get. It's going to get crazy. I'm telling you, so you gotta pay attention to this lady. She is real tricky and very manipulative. I'm telling you, she will mess your entire head up if you let her.
You say there's somebody not involved. I could walk you through it and prove it to you, and you guys have already had this predetermination. I don't mean you. I haven't the first time I spoke to you. You guys have already had this predetermination. That's what's going to happen. It's already in your mindset.
Yeah, because we have no other evidence pointing us elsewhere. So if there was a shred of evidence, Letitia, that pointed us to some other person, we would be all over it. As soon as Quincy Brown came out of your mouth, it doesn't take long.
So, you know 100% he's in Mexico right now?
Yes, we do know.
Okay. All right.
Alright, so let me give y'all the backstory on the guy Quincy Brown. Y'all remember Eduardo? Okay, Eduardo turned into Quincy Brown now. Okay? Now, the only reason why she chose the name Quincy Brown is because she looked up on the pedophile registry in her neighborhood, and she seen that Quincy Brown was a registered sex offender. right? So that's why she used his name. The feds went and picked this guy up and all this extra stuff, harassing him, and he ain't have nothing to do with none of this at all. She just seen his name on the internet and decided to use it. Yeah. Listen, he about to he right. That's what they talking about. Quincy Brown. Quincy Brown is a real person. For once, Quincy Brown is a real guy, and supposedly Quincy Brown is the one who has Gannon right now. But they went to Quincy Brown's house because they know exactly where he's at, and ain't no Gannon there. But they don't tell her that yet. So listen.
Because we did get our legal, we have what's called a legal attaché.
Okay. That's where that alone, and I get that you're saying you have someone who looks into that and knows that. That's where I know in my heart that I can't trust to get help. That area.
You're saying Quincy Brown's
No, that's not what I'm saying. But you would have said a word, like something in between that would have gave that off. Like, you wouldn't have said he's just in Mexico and he didn't do anything. You would have said, oh, did he come back here for a reason? You wouldn't have said any of that. You would have known some other things too. Or maybe you have and you just can't tell me those things. And that's okay. But
we don't, in a case like this, so tips will come in, you know, the public will call them. And then, of course, you and Al are primary interest because you're the parents of the missing kid. And 90% of the time, when a kid goes missing, it has to do with one of the parents. That's it. That we work on probabilities.
Okay.
So, and especially with you, then, you're there, you say he went to a neighbor's house. That's the very first thing you say. And then there's no thought that somebody took him.
So there's no thought?
There's no thought for law enforcement.
But you're not understanding what happened leading up to the days before. Nothing to do with Gannon, nothing to do with me, okay? In terms of me and Gannon. Okay?
What?
I love Gannon with all my heart.
Okay.
So you can sit here and say
Yada, yada, yada.
90% parents, this. Okay?
I'm not saying you don't love him.
I love him.
I'm saying that even I have had times when my son rolled a basketball underneath that I wanted to turn around and do something, and then I would have regretted it later.
But what you're saying to me is, what you think is that I hurt Gannon.
And I don't think it was intentional.
Okay, but I did hurt Gannon, okay? And I didn't either intentional or not intentional hurt Gannon. I did not. That's just not what happened, okay? And I had this conversation with you just to see for a second if I could get help from you.
But you can't. How can you expect me to help you, Letitia, if you're not going to tell me what happened?
Because
you can't go. Let me tell you. You can unlock the entire resources of the FBI right now. I've told you that. But then you say that you're not willing to do it, whether you don't trust me or you think that there's these.
But you already told me someone wasn't there based on the alarm.
That's from what we can see. Yes, okay. Movement in the basement.
Right.
Movement upstairs.
But you've already told me that based on that, okay? But what you're not realizing is there's 2 sensors on that home, okay? Two that can easily be manipulated, easily, okay? And if you even knew anything about prior, you would be thinking a lot differently now. But see, that's why I can't talk to you about these things, because you already have predetermined what you think.
It doesn't matter what I predetermined.
But you said intention, unintentional.
Yeah.
And that's not the case.
I'm not saying I'm right 100% of the time.
Every time they start speaking facts, she tries to deflect and take it somewhere else.
If you have a truth, and if you have something that will help us find you, really,
get down.
Help me and everybody else will help you.
Lay down.
You should just cast that aside. All I can follow is the facts of the case as they're told to me.
Okay.
And so for me to go somewhere else besides the facts, I have to then go back to the facts to check it. So when I say something
I'll talk to you in private, but you can't tell Albert about anything that led up to it or anyone else.
Albert will not
I
know
will.
that.
I understand that, but I will. But I need your help, and I need to know that you tell me there's resources. You tell me whatever. Okay. I know you're saying you got whatever, this and that and all that, but I really am gonna need help, like a lot. Swear to you. Don't base it on some alarm reports.
Yeah, you need help
Well,
with
we're not just.
The easy way.
being a psychopath. That's what you need help with. You need some medicine.
So
When you say that, don't base it on that, please. I'm begging you, because that was not even remotely. It's not even. Not even.
So you care about Gannon.
I care about Gannon. I have reached out every day offering for people to go in these certain places to get even insight to see.
No.
I've every day asked, hey, can you go do this? Can you come and meet me here?
So you've asked someone to go look for him?
Right, like I reached out and I asked Albert, I said, hey, can you meet me? Let me tell you about this and let's go to this location to look. I've asked all these.
What location do you think he's at now, Gannon?
No, I'm just saying like in
No, but
general.
I'm asking you
In
right
general.
now. Where do you think he is right now?
I don't know exactly,
Yeah, she don't give a
Where
about
do you know him
Gannon
to
but
last week?
at
I
all.
am 99% confident Gannon is alive.
Okay. Letitia, where do you know him to last week?
I want to help, sir, but I'm in a room.
So if you cared about him, why are you not telling him where Gannon at? You talking about some I need to be safe
So here's
first.
the deal.
What?
Once this thing goes through the courts, you talk about that. You're the only one to be with him. You think you're going to be able to tell the story.
A story?
It might be a true story.
Gosh, sir.
But
Story?
listen, I've listened to a lot of your stories, and I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, okay, that's because I was mad at him. Had nothing. I already knew.
But I've seen what you told the news reporter. I've listened to what you told El Paso about the sex assault that happened in the house.
I already knew that you guys were listening to him.
Yeah.
So I said that because I was angry.
But what I think I can offer you today is some help.
Okay.
Okay. And I've told people that I've worked with here this story because you remind me a lot of a case I worked about 5 years ago, and I'm still working a little bit of it today because of the fallout. There's a guy from Highlands Ranch, his name's Harold Henthorne,
Okay.
and he pretended to go to a job every day, like he was earning a lot of money. His first wife, she was a social worker in Denver. She ends up getting sick. He's going to have to pay for her medical bills. And because of that, she's going to be sick. She's going to have medical bills. She's going to find out that Harold doesn't really have a job.
Okay.
His image was very important to him. And he ended up staging an accident. And I'm not saying he did this again. I just want you to listen to the story. And the car fell on his wife and killed him. And he got away. Yes. It was down in Sedalia.
Yeah, right. We'll order you some help.
Underneath the Jeep, and the entire Jeep came down and crushed her. 10 years later, 12 years later, he's married to a second wife. They have a lot more money. They have a family. Harold's a Christian man. He went to Cherry Hills Church, which is a big church in Highlands Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And he built the walls for Juarez. He would go down and do mission work, etc. So he had a good heart.
Mm-hmm.
But his second wife, she was an eye surgeon in Cherry Creek, and her family started figuring out that Harold didn't really have a job.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually dropped a beam on her head at a cabin.
Dang.
Trying to kill her. We don't know what that was about. But she stopped the oil checks coming in to Harold, because Harold he was collecting the family's oil checks.
Mm-hmm.
And then she ends up falling off the cliff in
Dang.
Estes Park.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't prove the difference between a push and fall. And I found this out going into it, because if it happens in Estes Park, it's a federal crime.
Okay.
So Harold stood to inherit $6.5 million for her death.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just fine coming out there, but Harold told different stories to different people. Like from his church, he would say Tony was his wife. He said Tony was clumsy. She wasn't paying attention. Tony was looking at turkeys. She just ran off the edge. Tony was this, and that really hurt him in court. Because what happens later on is Harold's thinking, oh, I was just saying this, because, maybe she was doing that. Maybe she wasn't.
Right.
Instead of saying, this is what happened.
Right.
And he also said, I didn't see her when she fell off the cliff. He said, I was just looking the other way. Really? You're looking at her the whole
Yeah, I
time?
remember that story too.
The time that she's off the cliff.
I think I'm gonna play it on here one day.
The ones that you've told to Al, the ones that you've said in the media, of hitting your head. When you hit your head, you didn't see what happened. And then when someone else takes Gannon, or when he's riding a bike and he hits his head and stuff like that.
Riding a bike, I just told you I was saying that to Albert because I was upset that he wasn't listening to me, that I did not hurt Gannon.
I don't think you intended to hurt Gannon at all.
Sir, there's no...
No, I'm not saying you did, or he hurt himself. Something bad happened in his room.
No.
Have you seen the...
Sir.
You helped clean it off the wall.
Sir, this here, what you're talking about is completely irrelevant. About the whole make you mad, whatever.
Tell me about, if it's irrelevant, Letitia, help me. Because there's a big blood pool in the corner, there's spray on the wall.
Because if I tell you anything about any of that, all you're going to say to me is, hey, da-da-da.
If you didn't do it...
Hey, da-da-da-da. Ah! She didn't even say nothing. She said, hey, da-da-da-da. She didn't even say nothing.
I didn't do it.
Okay, well then help me find out who did.
Who did what?
That's a Gannon in his room.
Don't want to Gannon in his room.
There's a pool of blood in the corner.
Okay.
That's Gannon's blood.
Okay, so you're saying now this is where I have a hard time knowing whether you're like, okay, trust you or not, right? You're saying there's a pool of blood. Albert said saucer-sized blood, because I'm sure you hadn't say all this. I'm sure you were there, whatever. Okay. In his room, and you said something about, what'd you say?
On the wall.
Okay. Then, if that's your whatever, your expert advice or
There's
whatever.
more blood.
Okay. Then, where do you think that I had any involvement with Gannon, and where did he go? That's where it has to click at some point. That.
And that's what I listened to you do that to Al, to where you're making him guess what happened to Gannon.
I don't want him to guess.
Well, no, you're asking me to guess.
No, I was asking a question, sir. I wasn't trying to get you to guess. I was just saying in general, asking a question. I want help
killed him in his bedroom.
with people understanding. I tried to give any insight, help, clues, anything, but I can't because they know my daughter, everyone, my family, my mom, everyone. And you can think that.
But right now, Letitia, I mean, you can go down that road, but it's not going to save you in court. Because you're the last adult with me. And nobody else.
Come on.
Let me try to protect you. I'm not trying to hurt you. This is actually protecting you. If you don't tell us where to go investigate.
Jump down.
Then nobody's going to investigate for you. You're
You want to get down?
adult with me. You told a lot of lies about all these
You want to get down or you want to go to
I
sleep?
didn't tell lies to you or to any police officer.
Did a sex assault happen in the house?
I didn't tell any lies to you or a police officer. Okay.
So we don't have anybody to chase those. We don't chase you. Do you understand?
But if you chase me, okay, and you do this to me, people are protected because you guys aren't going to protect everybody else. People are protected. Okay.
We can protect people. We can protect you, family, if this is involved. Now, I've worked South American death groups. I've worked gangsters. I've worked organized crime.
Mm-hmm.
None of that stuff rings true with what happened here. I mean, how is a very organized gang going to come into a house in Colorado Springs?
Instead of a house, why does it have to be in the house? See, that's where
he last was.
Oh.
Are you going to make me guess where he was then?
No, I'm telling you. You're not going to listen to me. See, you already just said that his last was in the house.
Listen, you're going back.
Yes, exactly.
What I think. You shouldn't care what I think.
She need protection from
because I care about my
the guy
me because I am not that kind
that's
of
in Mexico.
And if you can point me to a different
Basically,
person,
now the cartel is involved now. And if she say anything, they gonna kill her.
I gave you his. You automatically took it in an approach of thinking, oh, well, we already looked at the alarm system.
No, that's not how it works.
No,
How much we've looked
remember the guy I just said? The guy that was on the pedophile registry list? So supposedly he's in Mexico right now with Gannon. And basically they with the cartel. No, MS-13 is not the cartel.
Like blood is spurting from arterial bleed.
Those the homies, man. I know them guys. That's not the cartel, hey.
Spurting from an arterial bleed.
No.
I don't like my stepson.
No.
I don't like
they
my
from
stepson.
they from my city.
I'll stalk cheating. I'll stalk Instagram. I'll stalk cheating in Colorado Springs. Catch I'll stalk cheating. How to get blood out of sheets.
Out of sheets?
Damn.
I want to.
Oh, he going over her history that she was looking up.
We always had always nosebleeds. If I ever looked up blood out of the sheets, it was nosebleeds. I didn't ever look up anything about an artery or something unless it went from something else.
It's on your phone.
And I never looked up anything about my stepson unless someone else did.
The reason I brought up gangs is you looked up, I want immunity because it was gang related.
Right, she basically saying it's a gang that got Gannon.
Husband, find me a rich guy who wants to take care of his kids.
The new husband is just because Albert already knew that was about the lady Debbie Sherrill who wanted to find a new husband after 35 or something. He picked me about Amazon.
And like a lot of these can have nothing to do with this.
It doesn't.
I get it. Can I spray paint wood?
Spray paint wood? Well, we always spray wood.
Yeah. I'm doing all the work for my stepkids and their mom doesn't help.
Oh, that bothered me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame.
Oh, yes, because I wanted them to be.
Why is she treating her Google search like a notepad?
Hit and run. You Googled a lot on Letitia and traffic accident, hit and run.
I didn't hit anybody.
No? What was that?
What date was it?
I don't have a date on these. I was downloading stuff as I was coming on the plane.
Yeah, no, I don't.
My husband wants a divorce. My husband wants a baby, but I want an abortion. One day, some people will wish they treated you differently, which I get that. Parenting should be for people, not one. Quotes a suicidal person might say. I mean, these make me very sad when I read them because I can see you're doing all the work at home by yourself.
Which I wanted to be there. Like, I wanted to totally have the kids as my children.
So if you, so if Gannon dad is the one that goes to work, pays the bills, you sit on your, you know what I'm saying? Y'all agreed that. You agreed that you'd be a stay-at-home mom, take care of the kids, da-da-da-da. And Gannon dad take care of everything else. That's what y'all agreed. So what are you complaining about?
Person swallowed poison. Did somebody actually swallow poison?
Poison? I don't know. I always click things and read them. No one
Did somebody swallow it?
No one swallowed any poison.
But you typed that though.
You will never forgive me and treat me like a princess. You'll never know when it's too late.
Oh yeah, I mean, I always search for things when Albert was gone.
What is an offered plea? Did you figure out what an offered plea was?
Offered plea?
Yeah.
Alfred plea.
F-O-R-D.
I think somebody asked me that and I probably searched it.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Do you remember? What did you remember?
I don't remember. I just remember something. Because someone was writing that online. So if anyone wrote something online, I looked it up. Just like the other day, someone wrote something about FBI come in or something, and if I see something online, I always Google what someone else says and see what, like what they're saying is matching what.
What?
Saying online.
Shut the fuck up, lady.
Completely. I do that all the time for everything.
So if you're not willing to go with who took Gannon, Can you at least tell me what injuries he suffered? The true ones. As far as the cut foot, was that a legit
She's
injury?
just saying anything.
And where did that happen?
So he was outside in the garage, and when he
Now
was
he
outside
cut
the
his
garage,
foot.
he was running to go help me take the trash. Like take the trash out, come back and help me get the stuff out the car, and then he stepped on something, which I left the blood there. Like I left it, like because Albert said don't touch that fine wood or African wood, whatever kind of wood it was.
What did the piece of wood look like?
I don't know, like a board.
Okay. And it's still there in the garage?
I had to drive over it all the time. So like I always had to drive over the pieces of wood.
Right. But
Right.
you didn't take that out of the garage?
It's too big, you couldn't fit it in anything. You couldn't fit the pieces. The long boards that were in the garage, you could not fit. I left. Okay, so there was the piece of board that I threw in the back of Albert's truck. And then there was the two long boards that were sitting there. So the board that was about like this size and the board that was the long boards that were sitting here. I left the long boards because I don't notice that was supposed to be the fancy wood and I didn't want to ruin it by trying to get the blood off of it. The other piece of wood was the wood that I threw in the back of Albert's truck.
And what was that one?
There was a bunch of pieces that were laying around that during that night from us running through there was like little pieces. There was a piece about this size, maybe a couple pieces. But
And
that
you
had,
threw in the back of the truck? That bigger piece?
well, you said bigger like this, it wasn't that big.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cheap wood. Like I knew it was not the wood that he would be freaking out over. So from Sunday, he did hurt his foot from Sunday.
And how badly was it bleeding?
It wasn't. I say Sunday, Saturday, I'm sorry. From Saturday. Albert had just left, like, to drive to the airport. He wasn't even gone long.
Mm-hmm.
He had just left to drive to the airport.
Okay. So did it require a Band-Aid?
Daniel, whenever he always does something, he tries to be like, he's not like laying over, it's like, oh, I need a Band-Aid, or whatever.
Oh my
Daniel
God.
would literally walk around with toilet paper in the middle of his toe, and it would have blood or whatever, and just run everywhere into his room or whatever.
Yeah. So what did you do on this occasion?
We literally took the paper towel, that's why I just told you about the toe,
Uh-huh.
and put it in between.
So it was in between his toes is where the injury?
No, it was like wrapped here.
Okay.
We had it wrapped. And I don't remember if we got a Band-Aid, to be honest. This is what Gannon.
So that doesn't sound like a big injury.
Well, it wasn't. I mean, it was blood. There wasn't big injuries. I left it on the wood because I said I'm not going to clean his fine African wood.
What did it look like on the wood? Drops? Streaks?
Well, what I did originally was I was trying to take water to do it, but then I realized if I put cleaner, then that wouldn't do anything but cause the wood to damage. Because Albert always wanted to build things with all this wood that we bought. And if I use those pieces of wood and all that stuff, then, you know.
Did you ever use that shop vac to clean up anything out there?
No, I never used the shop vac. The shop vac was never, I couldn't even, like, move anything with the shop. Anything that would have been used with the shop vac would have been Albert, other than the times that we brought it, which would have been weeks ago, and we did spring cleaning or fall cleaning around the house, in the corners, and that type of thing. So that would have been the shop vac. There was nothing I ever did and vacuumed up something with a shop vac.
Right,
Or like,
that sounds
you know, like any of that.
Right.
There was none of that ever happened.
So the burns on the arms weren't that bad. The cut on the toe or the bottom of the foot wasn't that
So
bad.
we still were able to go hiking. He was able to still go
Right.
hiking. It was bleeding on the board, but we
not
never.
after that, not all over the house, that sort of thing.
Well, he had the piece of paper and went down to his room,
Yeah.
like wrapped around his foot. So I mean, if anything, there could have been drops of blood or something, but no.
What about the wound to the head that you talked to Al about?
So Albert was like trying to get me to say whatever, because I'm sure you guys were having him do that, and I knew that's what he was doing. So Albert was trying to get me to say that, like talk to him about, you know, like wounds or you know, whatever. So I threw off some stories to Albert because he was making me so upset, just like everyone not understanding that there's an intervention solution here. And there's someone intervening in And that's where people didn't understand or want to say anything. So I just started rambling stuff to Albert. And I even said to you guys, hey, I know you're listening. You know, and it was just to be whatever.
But do you know what that sounds like, though, to a dad who's missing his kid? And then you say, and the previous head wound happened to where it was blood running down his face and that sort of thing. And it's, you know, had to bandage it up. And
well, I don't remember saying anything about bandaging up.
I think you said Quincy Brown tried to bandage it up.
Oh, because he was making me mad about something, yeah. I was about to say, I don't remember me saying I did that. So.
Quincy Brown.
So he did suffer a head wound.
A head wound?
Yes. Okay. Head or neck.
Okay.
And that is what caused the blood there. And so even if you choose not to tell us where Gannon is today because you're too nervous or whatever else, we would like to know where that was on him. So if we find him on our own, if you've given me the clues to go find him, that sort of thing, where was that wound?
Gannon is alive.
He's alive, fine, but where was that wound? Was it his neck or his head?
I don't know anything about his neck or head.
Well, you had to clean up the wall. You went ahead.
That was not. That is not even from what you're talking about. There had nothing to do with anything from Saturday, Sunday, and whatever. That had nothing to do with any of it.
How could it not?
It did
there
not.
Was a lot of blood.
It did not.
You're going to have to explain that.
Sir, it did not.
Well, just tell me how.
It did not. I promise.
But you're not going to tell me how. So where we can help you.
You're not going to help me, though.
How could I not help you? How are you going to get up, Letitia, on the stand after telling all these stories, which we're going to ask you about, and then say, I can explain all that, and it's some party that I never told law enforcement to go chase? If Gannon is alive, we have an 11-year-old kid somewhere being held against his will, and you're not telling us. You might as well have done this yourself. That's why I'm saying.
Let me go look at it right here. I'm not fill it out. I'll just put it there. Okay.
What about the blood on the back of the teak one?
Teak one? The only blood would have been in the back of the tail when we opened the car up. In the car, we were sitting there to do his blood. There's nothing to do with it.
There's too much to be
No.
told.
No. No, sir. That is absolutely not true. That was where we were sitting on the back of the car when we were unloading the stuff. We were sitting on the back of the car. There is no, no, sir.
There's plenty in the garage, though.
But there was nothing in the garage. There was plenty of times that everybody worked in the garage. Had nothing to do with it.
Not everybody. Gannon's not working in the garage and bleeding all over the place.
There was nothing about bleeding all over the place in the garage that had to do with anything. I'm telling you, what you're asking me is completely, totally different than anything has to do with.
Do you know what this looks like? Say you're telling me the truth. Again, please don't care what I think. Say you're telling me the truth right now. That Saturday had nothing to do with him disappearing and being gone for over a month. Do you know what that looks like for you?
It looks like I'm in the middle of a situation that I need help getting out of.
But you're not willing to tell me how to help you. So now you're saying that Gannon had a really bad head wound on Saturday.
No, I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
The head thing was Saturday,
right.
And the amount of blood there?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying what you're talking about completely different than what you're saying.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this doesn't look any better for you because now you haven't told Al that he has a head wound. You haven't called the hospital.
It wasn't like that. It was not what
well, then you have to tell me. I mean, you don't have to do anything, but...
Not what it was like, sir. Not, had nothing to do with me. It's not what it was like, sir. Okay?
So did someone else injure him on Saturday? Just, that's an easy question. You don't even have to tell me a name. Did someone else injure him on Saturday?
I wanted to meet friends. Because I didn't have friends. Okay? So I wanted to meet friends.
Now she wanted to meet friends.
After Albert ever tell you about any of these apps he had me to go on? See, that's where this is going to be whatever, because you're not going to take my version and my side of what really happened.
Letitia, let me stop you. If you help us, I will take whatever version you tell me, and I will actually prove it. That's all I do is I don't chase. I am wrong most of the time.
Do you have a way to pull up apps? Do you have a way to pull up stuff on apps? Do you have that?
We can do that while you're here, yes.
Okay. Well, I know I'm saying, you said you have this.
Yes, you have ways to pull up apps.
Okay.
What app?
How do you have ways to pull up apps?
We have technical people. I'm not a tech person, but we have plenty of tech people that are super smart to do it. If you tell me what to do, we can do that while we're talking, take a break, you can go to the restroom, whatever else. We can solve this thing right now.
Why come I just can't talk to you without a bunch of people watching me?
Then we can talk right now.
Yeah, but come on, there's people here.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? You tell me what you want to do, and I will have
I want to talk to you, to tell you, leading up to anything. I want to talk to you because I want you to find Gannon, and I believe in all my heart you will help me. Not lie to me.
I will help you.
Not try to say, oh, you're telling the story, throw me somewhere. Okay.
So is he alive?
I understand. Let me finish this and I'll answer your question. I understand what you're saying about federal versus local, whatever. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to want to talk to you is that I don't want anything said before held against me if I provide you with 100% the truth to help you.
That'll work. This is the first time we're talking, and it's for a reason. You haven't talked to the feds yet.
Right.
What?
So if I can I don't want to be sitting here with all these people watching because I want you.
Yeah, a month, Rabbit. A month.
And go from there. Okay?
Okay.
And that's not, I know you're trained to do this and interrogate people and all this. I want nothing more. Nothing more than for Gannon to be okay. That's all I want. I promise you. That's all I want. That's it. And I will take whatever resources, whatever help you want me to go do, even if it means take myself in the middle of somewhere where someone wants me to go to get him, to make sure he's okay, I would do it. Because I love Gannon, and I love my family, and I love the ground that everybody walks on. Albert, Harley, Lena, Gannon, that is my family. Okay? And I know in the end, you might think you got whatever by this and forensics and whatever. And I'm not arguing any of that. Very smart to know that you're a smart man, you're not stupid. But I need the help, the resources to not be attacked anymore. To know that something on the stupid app was a silly mistake.
So you brought someone in.
So I just said I would talk to you.
I know, I get it. So
she is stressing that man out.
From Colorado. Okay. Then if you tell me something,
Is stressed.
You know, we started a recording now and whatever else, and if you say we won't talk unless we turn off the recording, that can happen. But I'm going to pull in all those resources.
No, I want you to pull in resources. I'm not denying you to say pull in the resources. I'm looking at you from mother to
I know
father.
he took a whole bottle of Tylenol when he got to the crib after dealing with her.
What's going to happen? Not with because I did something. I wouldn't have told you that there was people, random people, intervention, or all these things if there wouldn't have been. Okay? I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. could have easily just been like, hey, if there was truly what you guys had thought about, I don't think you intentionally done it, there was this accident, common sense, well enough to know to pick up the phone and say an accident happened. I'm not stupid, okay? Might be freaking out because I don't know how to get this help, but I'm not stupid, okay? And that's looking you dead in the eye to tell you, I did not hurt Anna.
Facts. She
all.
did.
Okay? Swear to you. So, if you're willing to give me the opportunity to talk to you, I don't want to be like watched by people. I don't want to be,
Yeah, right.
Separate recorder. This is mine.
Right. And so does the Myrtle Beach house.
Yeah, they do.
Right. Right. But I need the help.
You get the help.
Okay.
All we're focusing on is finding the kid.
Okay, and that's what I want. I don't want to look at, like, you look at me like I'm just this bad person who doesn't want to find our child.
Well, why haven't you told them yet? You keep talking about I need help.
When you came at me as an attack, okay, because that's what originally happened, okay, and I get it. They have to do their job because guess what? They're probably parents too, right? So they have to do their job, right? Okay, I get that part, okay? You can ask me about any of these, whatever. I'm sure it was something I saw somewhere, and I don't never look up anything about some stepchild. I looked up how I haven't got help, and how I wanted help, and how I wanted to be the person that they always were. Why I didn't even want them to go home. I didn't even want them to have to go to their mother at all, because I had to see the pain and agony out of it, worry. So you're going to take my character based upon whatever.
That's just part. Listen, when a kid goes missing, we don't only look at the person, we look at the entire neighborhood, we go through people's closets, everybody's lives is turned upside down.
And I'll tell you right now, if any of this is since then, of course I looked at what people said. If people said something about the FBI, I Googled FBI.
You worry too much about what we think. If you will get us there,
right, she worries. She care about too much what people think about her.
And I talk to you. And I don't talk to the Myrtle Beach Police Department and all these other people. I talk to you, and I explain to you. Okay? Because you already saying you are charging me with something.
It's already been charged.
That's what I'm saying. You're already saying that. Okay? So, how do I know that when I give you this here information?
But that's what this recording does. It protects you. Because I've already told you, we will do this. Well, we used to not record things, but we do now. And the only people sitting in there is the district attorney and some of the El Paso people. Myrtle Beach has nothing to do with this. They helped us find you.
Right.
So they have to be involved in this.
I understand it. There's nothing against Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach is not in on this.
Okay, well,
if someone else took Gannon, we can find it.
Here.
So they mentioned in Myrtle Beach. Because remember I told y'all that she fled to a different state. She fled to South Carolina. North Carolina. South Carolina. Well, Myrtle Beach. That's where she fled to. So that's the police that helped the feds find her because they seen her trying to get into a hotel. So they gave her the tip and they came and got her.
I don't like that. I want to be able to have emotional, raw conversation.
Let's do it now.
I can't.
I mean, we can't go anywhere. Where do you want to go?
Because I don't think we're sitting.
Nobody's sitting there.
Okay, someone's watching from there.
They are in the other room. Mr. District Attorney, do you want me to tell them they can't watch?
No, I want to talk to someone in a raw, real conversation that you can see truly in my heart the situation. That's what I want.
That's what this is.
No, it's not, sir.
But how can I make
Who is it? The district attorney from Colorado?
Yes.
Yeah, see? Come on.
I can ask him to leave the room.
No, it's not about leaving the room. It's about I'm asking for, instead of going through all, this, whatever, sitting here wasting our time or whatever, I'm asking just to talk to you. Because I'm taking your word that you're going to help me and you're going to provide the resources from wherever you said you have them.
Before I do that, let me ask you some questions, okay? Because this is our investigation.
Right.
You're taking all these trips up to Palmer Lake. Multiple trips. Different cars. Renting a car.
Okay.
How are you not involved in this?
First off, I didn't ever get the drive to rental car anywhere. Because immediately once we, let me go and correct on this now. Once we got the rental car or whatever, the National Guard was there. Everybody was in the house. We went in Albert's truck the whole entire day, going to Come and Go and all these places. So I never drove the rental car anywhere. And it's already been corrected from budget about the rental car situation. I had to get that corrected yesterday. I never even drove it anywhere because I didn't get to. So whatever GPS you get from the rental car, it never was driven by me anywhere but literally up the street back. I didn't hardly drive it anywhere. So there was no rental car driven to any kind of places at all. The only time I went anywhere in the rental car might have been maybe 40, 50 miles. I don't know, no more than 100 miles, counting there and back. And that was just driving it through the day because I went back to get my car.
But you're the only one at the PetSmart.
For what?
We can see the video there.
Not in a rental car.
No, I'm not saying rental car. I'm just working through this to say if someone else is involved,
Okay.
it's only you there.
And what the PetSmart has nothing to do with this.
This is Monday, though.
Yeah, but the PetSmart has nothing to do with this at all.
With Gannon's disappearance.
And that's where the whole entire thing is where, that's where I just said, I know I'm not going to be able to trust you. Because you just immediately went to the PetSmart.
Well, I went from the rental car, said, so what? But I'm trying, the reason why my mind is going there, it's going to where do we have video? What did we miss? If there's someone else involved.
And did you not see me completely freaking out, like, at the PetSmart? Did you not see that?
No.
Did you not see me walking back and forth at the PetSmart? Okay. So.
Yeah, but we can't interpret your behavior as what if Gannon's hurt in the back of the truck? What if Gannon talks to someone? We don't know why you're freaking out.
If Gannon was hurt in the back of the truck, you already have the truck too.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? That doesn't remotely even the case at all. It's not even remotely the case.
But we don't know because there's no Gannon to tell us.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I want Gannon to be able to tell you. Because I know he would walk right in that room and tell you that I would never hurt him and did not. Guaranteed. So it doesn't mean I've always been the perfect step-parent. Doesn't mean I haven't fussed with people. Doesn't mean
nobody perfect, baby. That girl crazy.
Or whatever, because I never wanted them to leave and go to this place with their mom. That's a fact. Complete fact. I begged and begged and begged for them to stay. So until you realize that as my character, you're not going to realize being able to help me.
But I've already said, from what I can tell, you don't have any violence in your background.
I'm not violent. I don't hurt people.
Yeah. So I'm willing to chase. You have a lot of resources right here.
But you just sit and told me though that the Petco, we've already seen the video. There's no one out there.
But we don't. Again.
You saw the inside of the videos from Petco.
Right, and we saw the parking lot.
Okay.
But we can't see inside the truck very well.
Okay. Sorry. You're 100% saying you can't see inside the truck very well, okay? But you didn't see anything else at Petco or whatever.
That's
right?
not me.
Okay.
So when I say we,
well,
my job is not to look at all the video.
Okay.
We have everything in a case like this. I told you a bunch of leads come in, etc. And we have someone review Petco and tell us we saw nothing, or we saw this, or we saw that. I don't have time to do all that stuff.
Right.
So when I say me or we, I didn't look at the Petco video myself.
Okay. But it became a point of contention when it's completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant.
Yeah, but... So you're testing my experience?
No, I'm not testing your experience. Absolutely not. I'm actually asking for your help, not testing your experience.
And I'm failing your test.
So I know.
Because everything that I've looked at in this case, when you see the blood spatter on the wall, you see a big pool in the corner.
Okay.
You see your shoes that we've collected with Gannon's blood on the bottom of them.
Okay.
And then you point to Eduardo, who doesn't exist, or maybe he did exist, and we don't have a last name. Then you point to Quincy Brown, and then you say Uncle Matt, these names and stuff, and it's like, I've seen it before, and that was Harold. That was.
But I'm not Harold.
I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying this is my experience.
Right. I got you.
I'm not saying you are, but it didn't go well for him because his attorney got up. He's one of the best attorneys in Colorado. He cost $600,000. Craig Truman. And he started
paid $600,000. Okay.
With his dead wife's money. And Craig got up and said, Harold is not a murderer, but he is a liar. And that's what I was worried about when I first got the case, because they asked me to come in and work that case because I had worked other cases like it. And Harold's just sitting there all confident and whatever else. Please don't say this is you. I'm just saying this is my experience, because Harold told all these different stories. But when you start out with your defense attorney saying, my client is a liar, he's just making up crap. That's to the victim's family on how Tony died. That's to his friends at church. And all of them got up and testified. These are the different ways Tony died.
Again, it's not him.
But he might be today. You don't know that if someone is willing, if this, whether it's related or not, the head thing, if someone's willing to hold a kid for 30 days, how are they not willing to kill him?
Can I ask you something, or can I say something?
Yes.
Even if the scenario would have been me just going to go talk to the lady here and telling them, hey, this is what happened. This is who did it. I know that he was hurt by someone. You know what the next question you're going to say to me? Who was this person? And all I'd say to you was, well, can you help me figure it out from this app? Or can you help me figure out from this? And you know what you would say to me? Oh, yeah, sure. Right? That's exactly what you would say to me. So,
what?
Unless I can take you directly to where Gannon is, safe and sound, that is the only way that you're going to be like, oh, okay, she was telling the truth about something.
So this person is telling you that he's safe.
So that's the only thing it would have been like. I've even asked y'all, or I say y'all again, I mean, you're
I get it.
Okay, hey, please help.
Yeah, I told you if you don't pay attention, she gonna get you lost. I told you.
Completely. Like, day in and day out. Begged it to let me.
I still don't understand, Tisha. The thing I don't understand is you're a good person. If you're a good person, why would you not trade your life for Gannon's?
I want to trade my life for Gannon's, but what you have to also understand is not just my life.
You wasn't paying attention hard enough, Rabbit. She tricked your mind.
I would be totally okay with that.
Now you're talking about more than an individual.
No, I'm talking about talking about other people in the family. I'm talking about,
involved in this. You're talking about more than one person, because there's no way one person is going to take out multiple people if they talk.
I never said someone was like multiple people. I never said it was anything.
But how can you be so afraid of one person?
Yeah, he lost too.
It's because
he holding on by a thread.
Actions that could be taken to lead up to why you may know this person, or why you might not know that.
Is he law enforcement?
Okay.
Or something that has more power than you would think?
Sir, I want to help, but I need protection.
I told you, I will give you protection. And I'm saying this with attorneys listening to me say this. They'd be rushing in the room right now saying, you can't promise her that, but I can.
Okay, well, who can? Who can promise that?
You want to talk with the district attorney?
Sure.
Okay, I'll bring her in. Do you need to go to the restroom?
No.
Okay.
I'm with the district attorney's office.
So you know, I looked behind there. This place is under construction. There's no one back. I can walk you back there if you want to look.
Oh, no, I believe you. I was just talking about all these people watching.
Yeah, and Martha's been watching.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. John said you wanted to talk to me?
About protection?
So, I don't have any trust in anyone. And obviously, I know I've told him that I said things to Albert because I was mad and upset, whatever. but how do I know that I'm going to get help? Like, because I didn't hurt you, okay, at all. But I need the help to figure out how we're going to get together.
Let me read you what she wrote.
Okay.
Or I'll just show it to you.
And I know it's Saturday. I probably should,
The head thing was Saturday. I had nothing to do with this. Check my phone for an app. This one's fine. And so we do have your phone, and we have gone through, like, these are keystrokes.
Right. I'm talking about, like, it's a thing. When you download apps.
Did you have a different phone beside the one that was in your van?
Huh?
Did you have another phone? Like a second phone?
Yeah. No. It's the same phone. The same. Yeah. No, it's not the same phone. You guys have the phone. That was just someone else's phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at this time,
Yeah, I understand that's the same, the 843 is the 655 number.
But you didn't have a second one that this app might be on.
No. I only had this phone.
So, and let me explain, Martha. My understanding of what Letitia's asking is, how does she know, since I've said, if there's a bad guy or guys out there that did this to Gannon, that she can tell us where these guys are, and she's concerned for not only her safety, but the safety of her family.
Right.
And how can
he asked me would I trade my life for Gannon, and I said yes, but I said it's also other people. Like, how do I know that everyone else is not going to be like another? And how do I know that you guys aren't just trying to be like, whatever, if I walk you through anything or can help you with anything, I don't want to be just thrown somewhere, like, being like, okay, well, you didn't tell me this, and I want to be able to help you and work together because I'm sure you have kids or grandkids or whatever. I do. I don't want to sound like I'm cold-hearted, and I'm just tired of being like the person chased instead of being able to have someone to actually have compassion to help me.
Well, I was a little bit confused when I was watching it because John talked about how they're the FBI and they're the premier law enforcement agency that could protect you, could protect your entire family. And they, if Gannon's alive, okay. I can't make you any promises.
Right.
Because obviously there's a lot of information that you have that we don't. Okay. So there aren't any promises. I can't come in here and promise you anything regarding the court case or the arrest warrant or your involvement in it.
Okay.
But I can tell you what the number one priority is.
Right.
And it's to find Gannon.
Right.
And so if you were talking to some small law enforcement agency and they said, sure, we'll protect you, I mean, I can see how you would be suspicious of that.
Well, you guys are the lead agency, that's why I was asking.
Yeah, I mean, they're the most elite agency there is.
Oh, okay.
And so if there was a time for you to feel like that you could protect
that reporter, we can.
Because I know you have yours, that's what I'm saying.
As a backup.
So, if you want the recording turned off, you need to tell us really explicitly that that's your choice. Because the recordings have been put into law so that there's not a debate where he says you said one thing and you said I didn't, right? So it's to protect the person being interviewed.
Right.
But if it's something that you...
It's not that I'm trying to, I just don't, it's just I wanted to have like a conversation with him, just him, and try to explain to him in complete detail about everything, because I do want this, I want to help to the next level to find out who he is. I really do. You guys have looked, you went to GPSs and all this, but you haven't found me in because you're coming after me. And I understand you're going to say, well, this is what we have to go on, and I respect that totally. But it was the first time I ever get to sit down with people to actually to say, okay, this is what happened, this is what I know, please help me. Because then I feel like if I don't, because see, I easily would be like, hey, just give me an attorney and call it a day. I really want. So do you think I want to waste time if I got resources when that's all I've asked for? I don't want to waste time.
And if there's a chance he can be paid, everybody wants that information. But the only people who can save them are the FBI. I don't want you to think that this is being broadcast to the whole world.
Right.
You know, there's another DA with me, there's no Copley County person.
Right.
But they're the ones, the reason that we do that also is I might miss something, and I probably do. And so then I can go talk to him and say, what am I missing? And then also it protects you, because if I make a promise that I can't deliver on with the FBI, then Martha gets to hear it, and then she would knock on the door.
But as soon as I give you information, what's going to happen is someone's going to say, well, you were involved with this person. You were cheating with this person. You were doing this. I'm just giving you scenarios.
But that's a lot better situation than you're in right now.
But what if I wasn't? That's my thing. And that's where the burden of proof, I can't depend my life on the burden of proof to be involved with just someone thinking that I'm just a bad person. I did not hurt Deanna. Okay?
There are any promises I can make you about you. I can tell you that we're looking for the truth. And it seemed to me from listening to it that you had information. But I can't make you any promises.
But what I'm saying is, if you're saying to me, I have information, you're going to come and say, well, you should have given this information when I did nothing but attack.
But
that's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying?
You can't armchair quarterback yourself, though. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't look into the future and say, well, we're going to say this because you said this. If what Mark and I are saying are true, and that our only focus is Gannon, we don't care who leads us there, we just need Gannon. Then you are protecting yourself by telling us this. If you never give us this information, then you don't protect yourself. And then we have one person to prosecute for Gannon.
Well, our focus is who took him and who hurt him, not with when people came forward with information.
How do I know that? Because that's my biggest thing. I know you're saying that, but like whatever I can do to help, I can help you. But I'm saying, how do I know that if, let's just say it's whatever, I tell you a specific person, okay? Let's just say that, okay? Then my thing is, well, your thing is going to be like, well, you held this information from me, and I'm having to utilize my resources, okay, and do all those things, not understanding that maybe sometimes there are people who are afraid of any other things going on.
Every day in my work, there are people who report things later than some people think they should. Every day. And we try to focus on the violent crime, and we certainly try to focus on the kids. I know that you want assurances, and you want me to be able to say, you know, I will or won't do this, and I can't make you promises because I'm in the dark, right? It would be foolish for me to make you promises, but I have people who late report sex assault all the time. We have people who come forward years later. Our interest is in the truth about the crime. This is really all the conversation I have. And I know that you wanted to have a frank conversation with them where you could really tell them. So unless you need me, I'm going to step out.
Okay, but you're still going back in the room.
Unless you want to turn it off.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we'll turn it off.
How do I know that? So not that I want you to know
No.
anything. I want to be able to like really talk to him and just know that I can sincerely see in your heart you're going to help me.
I can bring you back there and you can see us turn it off. But the truth is, I could just turn it back on again.
I know.
I mean, there's a point where no one can verify everything you want.
Well, plus, that's her life. She has to tell the truth, just like that to you when you don't want her to listen to you. You kind of have to look at logic here.
Okay.
I don't think Martha would throw away.
I don't want you to know. I want you to have all the information.
Yes.
That's it.
So are you okay with the recording continuing? We just won't be monitoring it.
No, I didn't. He said that.
You wanted to turn off?
He said I could just talk to him.
Okay. So we're just going to turn off the recording, and that's your choice. That's what you want, right?
Yes.
And so he controls the turning it off from here? Or are they?
No, you'll have to ask.
Okay, I'll ask them
find
too.
someone.
And so it's just going to get turned off?
Okay.
And then once it's done, then I'll come back out and we'll turn it back on.
And it'll be a conversation between the two of you, and it'll be like the way law enforcement.
All right.
Anything else for me?
No.
I'm going to go get him, turn it off.
I know they're not, so.
No, it's fine. I just it's not that I don't want them to know anything. I just don't want it being like, I know that people are leaking information.
That's not going to happen. That doesn't do us any good. From El Paso, the sheriff's office.
Yeah. That's where I've had this hard time with like trusting anybody. I actually was trying to reach out to the Barbara lady. You know Barbara?
Amber?
No, Barbara.
Who's Barbara?
She was like another, like an FBI lady. I was actually going to talk to her today.
Yes.
Okay. So apparently this recording runs 24/7, so it can't be turned off.
Okay.
But the other FBI agents, also they have a protocol where there has to be another person for security. Those are the choices we have. So we can move you to another room that's not being recorded if that's something that you want. Okay. But another FBI agent would be in there.
Another agent in the room.
Okay, is it, I mean, is it someone you know? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, unless they're from a different office. And even then, I've met most of the ones from Myrtle Beach.
Okay. That works. So they'll go set up a room someplace else. And then we'll do it. It'll be the two FBI agents and you and the recording speaker. Okay. Okay. Did she mention that? No.
It's pretty incredible.
It's not that I don't want them to have information. I want to be able to like really get your help and you tell me that what steps can we take or what steps can you take, I guess, because you said you have the ability to do resources or whatever.
We find people all over the world. I'm finding a guy right now who changed his identity and went to Russia.
Wow. Yeah, no, just so you know, if you look on the paper, I did look that up. Only because I was just wondering, like, if you could, because I wanted to know, like, if someone was whatever, how could you tell really quickly, like, find them out?
Before we do all this stuff, I've never seen, and not to say it doesn't happen, someone take a kid and not ask for ransom, and the kid be okay.
No, I did. I sent it to the FBI, those messages that you guys had on my phone. Yes. Did you get those?
I think you sent it to the FBI.
Whatever that email address is, I think it's Barbara or something. I want to tell you what the name is. I think it's Barbara, so like.
Barbara from the FBI.
Yeah, she's her 720 number. I feel like her name is Barbara. And my friend Amy has been talking to her a lot.
Are you sure she's from the FBI? Our numbers are all 303.
No, this is a 720 number.
She's not FBI. Her name's Barbara.
Wow, I can tell you the number.
Remember Barbara, y'all. Barbara's a made-up person, too.
Well, she's not working this case, because I would know. So I'm the FBI agent that
Right,
does.
yeah, no,
How did you get in touch with Barbara?
my friend Amy, she called my friend Amy and was like asking questions because I guess originally
Amy don't exist either.
That came up with me or something, and my friend Amy gave me the information, which was I think it was a 720 number, and anything I found, like the Snapchat, I sent over to this lady, like to whatever this number was, I sent to it.
It never made it to us.
So there's no one named Barbara.
Well, no, we have a Barbara. There's Barbara Kelleher, but she doesn't even work these sort of crimes.
Yeah, no, this is the Barbara, and this is 720 number, and if I had the other phone, I can tell you exactly what the number was.
When did you send this to her?
This would have been like, okay, so then this happened 3 days ago, and then it happened February 5th, I think. So what happened was I got all the messages when I logged back in for my iCloud. I got all the messages that were like just sitting there. And so I took that message and I forwarded it to, like, I sent it to people and I sent it to Albert. And I said, hey, I said, can you get someone to like look into this? I said it could be just people, you know, sending random messages, or it could be creepers, you know, like people, whatever, being stupid, or it could be just in general, you know, the actual person. And so no one ever said anything to me about it. Then I get the Snapchat. Okay, so that's your...
Let me interrupt you for a second. Lakeisha, there's an 11-year-old kid. Again, we have to go back there. 11-year-old kid, injuries in the house. Now we know that. Taken. And you don't come to law enforcement?
This was a law enforcement person.
No,
I've been.
Barbara. I mean, how did you get him from, except through your friend? You had
She
Amber
said-
from the FBI.
Right, but she said that she worked with the FBI and she was going to send information. She said that she worked with Amber. I assure you, if you call Amy, you can get the number from her to find out what Barbara, who the Barbara lady was. And she was actually emailing her today.
But if you told them back then and you trusted them with that information,
This is why
why are you not today?
Because no one has helped. I tried since February 5th. The 5th. Today's March. That's why you see I have such a problem with trust. Is because
I was there when you were talking to Amber, though. That was your chance.
it's Amber.
Yeah, that's a
Right.
legit FBI.
So then, is that what happened when I was talking to Amber? I got a message back from the attorney who said not to talk to you guys. Because you guys, A, weren't lead agency or something like that. And then B, not to say anything else unless he was present. That was when I was trying to talk to Amber.
But why wasn't that with Barbara then?
Because I gave it to my friend Amy, who had this relationship with Barbara, like trying to check on her.
See, again, this sounds like a lot of your calls
Mhm.
to where you're pointing fingers in different directions but never giving specific things.
Right, I did.
Right now, I mean, if Gannon is somewhere and you can get us there, and then he sent proof of life or a picture of Gannon or whatever else, it makes no sense for some man to have an 11-year-old child.
It wasn't that. It was because we thought it was someone playing games. And if someone was playing games, we were trying to say that that person would have been, like obstructing or whatever. That was the whole point. Not somebody had him and they were like, here, come here. My point was that we thought it was someone, hey, here's someone playing games. Could you find out who this person is?
Yeah, but do you see where that's going? And all your talks with Al. Those are distractions. Those take up time.
Yeah.
And Gannon's over here. Somewhere.
Yeah.
And you are misleading law enforcement.
No, I didn't mislead them.
No, well, you're misleading anybody who would report to us.
No, I didn't mislead anyone. Who did I mislead?
With all these other stories.
Tell us to Albert. I wasn't misleading law
But you knew we were in the room. You
Yeah,
just
because
said that.
I wouldn't have said stuff like that if I was trying to mislead. I was just being whatever to Albert because he was making me upset. That's all.
The dad of a kid is not finding his son.
Because I'm also the stepmother who helped him get the kids, and he wouldn't have gotten them without me. So yes, he wouldn't have.
You're willing to do that to Al, though.
No, I already had apologized to him and said that was awful to say that to him out of anger. I had already done that.
But before we kick this thing in motion about all this protection and whatever, why haven't you said one thing, though, today? How in the world would he suffer a head wound on Saturday that required...
I didn't say it was a head wound that required anything. I said the head thing you're talking about when I said something to Albert. I said the head thing you're talking about. That's what I said.
So the bike accident thing?
You already tried a bike accident.
No, the head thing talking to Albert.
Never mind. I'll just wait until you are ready to talk to me from beginning to the end, because I already said that is completely irrelevant to anything of what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
I told Albert something else. That was just stories, just to be whatever to him. And it was wrong, and I already had apologized
So
to
the
Albert.
things that you told Albert were that he was feeling these burns. Was that happening?
I'm not going to answer any more questions because you're asking me about things telling Albert out of being upset. There was nothing happening that I was telling Albert. Nothing. I was literally just saying that to Albert because I was upset for him not standing by me and like figuring this out. This had nothing to do with me wanting to purposefully do whatever or tell you guys anything. That was not what it was.
But,
It was me being upset with Albert.
let me go back to a kid missing is about as bad as it gets.
Oh, yeah.
I had a bank robbery
Rabbit.
15 years ago to where a female went in the bank, she robbed the bank, she got the money, she came back to the car, and she drove away.
Mm-hmm.
she was prosecuted for that. There were guys in the car with guns.
Yeah, we about to.
Okay, but what did
I don't
she
know
could
if
have done
AP's
is
still on
said,
here, but
lock those doors. Those guys
we
are
about to
making
stop
you
it right here and
know, yours is now
run it back tomorrow.
Okay, and missing, and you haven't talked to one law enforcement officer to say, I know where he is and he's safe.
I never did not try to talk to you guys. I never did not. No one ever, when I felt like I was getting like completely like bombarded by the El Paso, that's
Alright, y'all. It's been fun. It's been great. But it's 1:28. And I'm sleepy than a motherfucker. You hear me? It's time to go to bed. For real. So y'all know the motto. Stay safe. Stay focused. And most importantly, stay the fuck out the way. And like that, we gone.